All right. Okay, so we got. I think that is Jane. Let's see. Okay, maybe that's someone else. But listen, hey man, listen. Welcome to Him versus Her Solutions, where we come together discuss problems in order to create solutions. And according to Foxy Spice, we may get a little ratchet, right? Just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Oh, we got Shushu. Oh man, we got Shushu in here. Oh boy.
What's going on?
Oh man, we got Shushu. Shushu is ratchet. She from New York, right?
Oh, So you already starting.
Listen, ain't nothing like a woman being ratchet. Us men like that, right, Aaron?
I could be ratchet though. You know, I'm classy based and I don't do that.
Well, listen, right? Foxy Spice, how are you? You muted yourself, my dear?
I unmuted. Yeah, I pressed the wrong button, but I'm good.
How are you? Okay. I appreciate you. This is your first time on here. What do you got going on? I know you have several social media platforms, right?
Yeah, a little something going on, just a little something.
I see you out there. Yo, everyone, check out her Instagram. You're gonna know exactly what I'm talking about. But listen, Terry, how you doing, Terry?
Look, I'm blessed and highly favored. How are you?
I'm doing great. Is there anything you want to say? Promote what you got going on?
Yeah, definitely. Just follow me on Instagram, Lady Boss Terry, and I'll be sure to follow you guys back.
Appreciate you, Terry. Terry been on here quite a bit. Raymond has a YouTube channel as well. Raymond, how you doing, man?
What's going on? I'm chilling, blessed. Glad to be here.
Listen, man, it's an honor to have you on here. I highly appreciate you even coming on here, man.
Most def. This is something new, so of course I'm trying to get out and mingle with the people and the populace. So this should definitely be interesting.
Yeah, what I tend to do, I try my best to, because I put up some Aaron knows some ghetto shit, you know. So I try to upload something positive right after, just in case you come across my channel like, oh, he's not that bad.
No, I mean, there's obviously a spectrum of goings on and what have you. And I try to stay away from the foolishness, but yeah, I'm definitely here to engage. Just a little bit of nonsense. You understand?
What nonsense? Yeah, not too much. We got jobs, we don't want to get fired from that. Shushu.
Facts.
What up?
What is going on? What you got going on, Shushu?
I am. My project for this weekend is I'm repainting my kitchen, and I'm just annoyed because the color that I chose was like not exactly what I thought it was gonna be. So now I got to go back over it and do it all over again.
I know.
Annoyed, but you know what? It's cool though. It's gonna work out.
Raymond and Aaron, are you surprised that she messed up painting, which is considered a
what a man's job? Well, here's the thing. The job itself is nice. It's neat. It's very professional. It's just the color itself I'm not happy with.
I know.
I gotta go back and get another color. It's too light.
I know. I'm not surprised you fucked it up. Now if it was washing dishes, cooking, cleaning, I think you do a perfect job. But that, I'm not surprised,
No, it's nice, but it's not what I was going for. So that's all. That's all.
Jane.
With a man would do it better or anything. No, if a man painted it, it still would have been a jacked up color. I didn't like the color. That's all. Yeah. But either way, I got a YouTube channel too, so y'all check me out. Shamaria. I also have a show that I co-host with my brother Mandrell called Unapologetic with Mandrell and Shushu on Wednesday nights on the Black Man Unfiltered Network. It comes on at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm also on Robbie's channel on Sundays and Sir Hale on Sundays.
Okay.
Also,
can y'all hear me?
I do a lot.
Who's that, Jane? Yeah, I can hear you.
Hello.
Okay, you was lagging a little bit, but how you doing, Jane?
Jane,
do you have other windows open?
Like I can't. It still.
You're doing the robot. I think you have. Let me see if she could do the back chat. 1 second. Hold up. Jane. Oh, well, let me just message her. 1 second. So while she getting that all together, Aaron, what's going on, brother?
What's good, man? It's Friday. How you doing?
Yeah, man. Went by pretty fast. What you got going on? Anything, man? He has a YouTube channel as well. Exactly. Aaron EBM. What does EBM stand for?
Extraordinarily balanced man, which I am.
Say less. So. Say less.
Yeah, you know. Let me ask you a question, right? Because we're on here a lot, and everyone has, I'm assuming, got their freak on, right? No virgins on here. Foxy Spice. We'll start with Terry, so y'all can know how this goes. Terry, what is love?
Why you gotta start with me?
No, because y'all ladies always, want to be in love and all that, right? Love. So, y'all tell me what exactly is love, and I don't want to hear about, the way the sun and the moon align together and the horoscope,
Okay. So, to me, love is a verb only because you can say things, you can whatever, but action is the most important, showing a person that you truly care for them and through your actions. Because if you were in court and you be like, well, I tell her all the time that I love her, I tell him all the time that I love him. Oh, well, I mean, I always check in on them, but like, what are the actions that you're doing? I think love can be supported by the actions that you show towards a person, whether you're in a relationship or whether you are showing love towards friends or family. It's just the action that you do to express that sentimental feeling. So I think love is a verb that is an action that you have to do. Because if you're in a court of law, I mean, you can't say, like, it's not your case is not strong enough just because you telling a person that you love them. It's like, what are you showing them? What is your proof? You got proof? You got your receipts? So, yeah, that's just what I think.
Okay. Foxy Spice, what is love?
Well, love, when you define love actually has different levels of it. I mean, you can love your spouse, you can love your children, you can love a painting. So love has different meanings behind the word. So there's no real definition of love. You can't really define it because there's so many levels to love. Love is that powerful.
Yep, I agree. Shushu, what is love, man?
I agree with Foxy Spice. Essentially, love is an emotional state of or state of being, the feeling that you have towards a person, place, or thing. And how you express that love is something different, but that's essentially what love is. It's an emotional state or feeling towards something or someone.
All right. Aaron, what about you, man? You're married, right? So, I mean, I hope she's watching. What is love, man?
I'm a man, so I don't know what love is. Oh man, like Terry and the rest of the ladies said. I mean, there's all kind of different loves, but there you have the emotional side. You have the spiritual side, but the most of the love that everybody experiences, I believe that real love is through action. I mean, that's the only real way to have a really expressive love is through action. You can say you love somebody all day long, but just like the rest of the feelings we have, they are fleeting and they leave. So real love comes with some sort of action. So I always define it as the action that you express, the feelings that you have expressed through action. That's what I feel like love is.
All right. Raymond, what about you, man? What is love?
Just thinking about it now. I typically agree with in most cases I agree with everyone on the panel. From my experience, I would say love is irrational, especially in the subconscious form. It shows up in our mistakes that we make. I'm not sure why it is, but when it comes to loving another human being, we tend to get out of our character and we start behaving irregularly, to where you use phrases like I fell in love. It seems like we're not in control of it. And so it's weird that you see people going against like that. People will talk about how they're recognizing all these red flags and what have you, and then they'll still pursue that person. All the talk of like nice guys versus bad boys, and yet you see these public, interviews and what have you, and these people constantly will talk about how they're attracted to bad boys or assholes, or I want to pursue what I shouldn't have. Temptation is clear in this way, where we want what we shouldn't have and we pursue that. Junk food, we know we shouldn't have it. We know the right way to lose weight, but yet we still pursue the things we know we shouldn't have. It's not good for us. And so I think love subconsciously shows up in our temptation. But then when it comes to our conscious mind, I believe it's commitment, that we choose to do the right thing when we know, cognitive dissonance being the opposite of, discipline, essentially.
No, I think pretty much. Does anyone have anything to say about? Hold on one second. Hold up. Can y'all hear me? Y'all can hear me? Okay. Do y'all have anything to say? Anyone disagrees with anybody about their perspective of what love is? No? All right. So, one thing that's very important, I believe, is a mother's love. It's something that can't be defined. A mother will go through all kinds of shit to make sure a child is well, even blowing up her spot.
I ain't think the light was going to be that bad.
Boy, you as chocolate as me. You think the light was going to be that bad? You need all the light. You need sunlight, daylight, lamp lights, flashlights, a candle light. So, Daquan, what kind of woman you trying to get? You don't got no job. You don't have your own home.
I could, quote unquote, build a female, right? Well, she got.
What you gonna build her with? Clay? You ain't got no money.
Unlocked, ain't.
Who's that? Who's that? Who's that? Your parents?
My mom.
Put your mom on the phone. Put your mom on the phone. Hey, mama, your son looking for a woman. Why he living under your roof and ain't got no job? He's looking for a job, mama. But he looking for a girl to bring. Hey, mama, your son looking for a girl to bring into your house to sleep on. What you gonna do to him, mama?
What?
Do you think your son is a good catch?
No.
Why not?
He need to get himself together first.
He need to get his own mama told you he need to get himself together first.
That's real.
That mom was a hater.
There ain't no hater. That's real. What you gonna do other than ruin somebody else's life? Like, stop it.
So I want
nothing to offer her. You in your mama house. So stop it.
What do y'all think? Is that the typical dating pool? Is that what's out there?
Plus, let me say, he was young. You can tell he's super young, right?
But he's old enough to. He seems old enough though. He's over.
He's young and silly. What that is, you can tell. Just his answers, all of that. He young.
He said he could change a woman. What?
Yeah, change a woman for the worse.
Let me tell you something. If I'm doing a show like that, my mom, I'm like, yeah, I think he should have stood out. He should have went outside. I don't know, man. Yeah, I think the mother did the right thing by telling the world, nope.
I think
yeah.
So, your mother knows you better than anyone. So if she, if she said the wrong thing, then what does that say about him? But obviously, like she said, he's not ready. Look at his, his answers. He's young, he's inexperienced. So we're gonna take a chance on him. I'm not.
Okay.
Wow.
Whew. Yeah, that was tough to see. That was tough to see, man. But I think a lot of guys have to start realizing, get your shit together. Stop that whole man. Get your shit together. It's not fair. And then you go out there and you having children and shit. I don't know.
Sorry,
Terry.
y'all. I don't know what happened. Look, I don't know. Everything was just black. And then I was like this. Okay, what's up? What's up, AR?
Tell me, what is the benefit of loving someone?
Oh wow, that's companionship.
You see this? Look at this, Aaron. Woman can't follow instructions, right? I wasn't even talking to her.
Would you say what's the benefit in loving someone? Yes,
I was not talking to you.
Are you not addressing the panel?
No, I'm talking to Terry.
Oh.
Listen, I'm gonna mess with Shushu the whole time because Shushu is very spicy, and I'm trying to bring the fire out. So y'all gotta ignore me.
He trying to get me to be the angry black woman. That's what that is. You know what I mean? That's what that is. So, and let me tell you something. I'm ready, honey. I'm classy based, honey. I can get you together, but in a classy way. How about that?
If I ever get cursed on the stream, it has to be from Shushu. It is an honor. Okay? It is an honor. But Terry, what do you think, right? What is the benefit of loving someone?
Wow. We're good. Okay. So this is such a meaty question because there's pros and cons to it, but the benefit, I don't know, maybe you're not as stressed out. I know a lot of people, they're in relationships, they don't really, show love towards each other. They're always finding something to complain about. So if things are going right and the actions are being shown as, love, I think there'd be less stress, less anxiety, less arguments, I feel like it's just, this question is so hard. I do agree with Shushu when she said companionship, because that is so important when we're talking about loving someone. And I think my main answer would just be it's less stressful. Relationships are so stressful. It's hard work. And if both parties are loving each other, showing love towards each other, that is like one of the biggest benefits outside of one person is not really making the other person feel less than, having an understanding, the communication is better. You having a partner that you guys can talk to instead of talk at each other, always trying to wait for them to finish to respond. So I think the benefit of being in a healthy, loving relationship is all of that: reducing stress, anxiety, less problems, better communication, better partnership. So yeah.
No, I agree. Jane, you're back now, right? You okay?
I think so. I had to switch computers. Is this
Oh no, you're a lot better.
Okay.
So the other question I asked is, what is love?
That's a really subjective question, word, term, I guess. It's not something you can easily define. I would say love is, there's some aspects that a lot of people will have in common when they think of love, but I guess for me it would just be this feeling or deep inward desire, but it's not like a lustful one, it's not like a greedy one, it's like a kind of almost like a passionate, selfless one almost, that just kind of connects you to an individual and kind of allows for space for things to grow and you can depend on it whenever, even when there's a disagreement, you can depend on that aspect still being there, even in the moments where you can't stand each other, whether it be your family or actual relationship or friends, something like that.
Absolutely. I agree. So, Shushu, what is the benefit of loving someone?
Having a companion. That is the benefit of loving someone. And, just having someone in your life to go through life with. You may have problems and share your problems with. They can share their problems with you. And no matter what happens, you feel like, and you know that you always have that someone there in your corner. And it means a lot.
No, absolutely. So, Foxy Spice, what is the benefit of loving someone? You're muted.
Hold on.
Okay, you're good now. You're good.
Okay, support is number one. Because when you're going through things in life, you need someone to support you. So you need a cheerleader, or your male cheerleaders too. I don't know what they call male cheerleaders, but you need someone to just cheer you up, because again, life is very unexpected. You never know what's gonna happen in your job, just stuff in general. So definitely support. And that goes back to what Terry and Shushu said, companionship. That's a beautiful thing. I mean, sometimes, hey, you guys might fall out, but at the end of the day, y'all make up, things are okay. And, it's just a good feeling. And that all goes back to love too. It all kind of intertwined with each other, So love, companionship, support, all that it's just a good thing. It's a good feeling, a good thing to have. And it's also, last but not least, it's also a good thing to have with that particular person. Can't have with everybody, but got to be strong to have a person to go through that with.
Yeah, I think there's too many people having too many. They're having too many benefits, right? They're out there spreading the love with everybody.
Some people need more support than others.
Amen. Not for myself. I'm just saying in general. We won't put that on Aaron. But Jane, what do you think? What is the benefit of loving someone?
For me specifically as a woman, it's kind of like purpose. When I love somebody, especially in like a romantic way, it for some reason or another it provides me some type of purpose, some type of like push to keep going and like pursuing something. So there's that aspect of it. It's like the first thing I think about when I think about like a romantic love. And then there's like the reciprocation and just building a life with somebody and being able to not do life alone and have that companionship.
Yeah. So, Aaron, what do you think, man? What is the benefit of loving someone?
Cortisol reduction. Cortisol reduction. Who dies first in the relationship? Who dies first in the country? The men die. The men usually die first because they're either stressed out, they're having to fight the world, having to cut down trees and fend off the house from everything. And when you have somebody to love, it reduces your stress, it reduces the cortisol, it helps you stay alive longer, it helps you live a better, fruitful life. And you want that, because what's life when you're sick? If you're sick and dying, what's the point of being here? You're not going to worry about anything but how many days you got left. So cortisol, the reduction of cortisol, the reduction in the stress of your life is a plus. Because a lot of the stuff you think about, the feeling is great. The feeling is good on both sides. But like I said before, feelings are fleeting. So to think about what it does to actually give back and love somebody and to keep you alive longer, you can't get much better than that.
Absolutely. Just in case anyone's tuning in, we are talking about love languages, right? But one of the love languages, which is my favorite, is stupid. What if your love language is stupid? Which I think most people love language is just really stupid. Raymond, what is the benefit of loving someone?
Yeah. Personally, I believe it'll be a combination of what Aaron and Jane said. The purpose, giving an opposing side to pain, kind of like what Aaron alluded to. It's a pleasant distraction from reality, and hence kind of like where the irrational actions kind of seep in, where you start doing things in pursuit of that feeling of love, even though you're using your wants typically to get to it when you should be using your needs to get to it. When you pursue your needs before your wants, typically that love lasts so much longer. And I think that's where the purpose comes in, where Jane alluded to. Yeah, love is interesting, mainly because it's hard to quantify, but as I believe Foxy Spice mentioned, the feelings associated with love, it's addicting. And so typically people will stay where they're not desired or stay where they're being physically hurt because the feeling of love is still there, that serotonin, or like, as Aaron mentioned, like the cortisol levels are dropping, and the stress of life is kind of suppressed because of the qualitative measures of love.
Absolutely. Before we move to the question, anyone has something they want to say regarding the benefit of love, or they disagree with somebody, whatever, or add on? No? All right, right. So we know that there's a lot of benefits of being faithful, but a lot of people cheat. So obviously there has to be some sort of, you have to benefit in some way, right? I don't know from experience. Okay, but we know the benefits of being faithful. What's the benefits of cheating? Who would like to go first? Any volunteers?
Pleasure for one would be an easy one to point to. Most people pursue their wants anyway. It's why most people are overweight. It's why most people are in debt, because most people don't have the discipline to pursue what they need long term. And those wants are always everywhere. They're always being sold to you. You see all the ads that typically pop up on your feeds. They're typically your wants. And your Amazon shopping list is always full of, obviously you can put your needs in there. You can grocery shop with, toilet paper and getting food and what have you shipped in. But most people are constantly trying to get more stuff. And so sadly, people have fallen into that category of, when we go on Tinder or Bumble, we're just treating people like currency. And that's a whole human with all these experiences. And yet we discard them mainly because we're using certain filters. And of course, we can get into that, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, I feel like pleasure is a huge one when it comes to pursuing people. Mainly because you're going to feel those pleasures until you get rid of them or until you replace them. And most people would rather be distracted by something that is pleasurable in the moment, and they never consider the long-term effects of that pleasure.
I agree. What do you think? Shushu, do you think cheating makes relationships last longer? I mean, because, a lot of people now considering to allow a spouse or a partner to be out there with a selected person. I mean, do you think that actually improves the relationship, or?
Well, it depends on the people in the relationship, because for some people it can make them just awaken them to the point that, okay, well, maybe I'm tripping, I'm falling off. So sometimes it makes people step their game up. For some people can be like, well, I'm not enough for my partner, for whatever reason. It could be like a medical reason. It could be like, maybe it's just something I just can't offer them. And if they do need somebody else, then yeah, they can have that somebody else, as long as I'm still like primary in their life. And then you have some people who are like, I'm not taking that no matter what. Like, if you have a need to be with somebody else or to do that, then go out there and do that. But you can do that without us being together. So it just depends on the couple.
They got monkeypox out there and shit. Nah, man. Nah.
Okay.
Next year.
Okay. But you got some people who just don't care. Who don't care. Like before monkeypox, they had all kind of AIDS, HIV, syphilis, and people still out there doing what they do and then bring it home to their partner. And so they ain't stopping nobody. Sad to say, but they ain't stopping nobody.
During COVID, they say you should have sex with your mask on. Did y'all hear about that?
Yeah, I think I heard that. Yo, said that's crazy.
Men would do anything. Men would say, okay, I have to wear my mask and I can get it. Fuck it, put that shit real. But
that's terrible.
Foxy Spice, what do you think, right? Fox Spice, right? Am I saying it wrong? I say Foxy Spice.
Foxy, double X, double E. Foxy Spice.
Foxy, got it. Okay, so let me ask you, right? What do you want to say to this as far as doesn't have to be the benefit of cheating? So many people do cheat. Is there any upside to that? I mean, as far as in their mindset, what do you think?
Yeah, I think for the person that is cheating, I think they become obsessed with it. It's like addiction. It's just something that they like to do. The benefits of it is that they feel like, okay, it's kind of like a self-esteem issue. It's like, I'm hot stuff. Like, like they have this entitlement of cheating. That's just how I define it. I think when it comes to the benefits of it, I mean, obviously, there's really no benefits of it, but I just think people just have this obsession for cheating. It's an obsession.
I think the benefit lasts as long as you don't get caught. I think the benefit kind of fades away once you get caught or accused. Like, listen, I'm married. Mm-hmm. I tell my wife, if you not there, I ain't fucking do it. I don't care what kind of camera. I don't care if someone told you. If you're not present, I don't give a fuck. Don't even show me that shit. It didn't happen. That's it. That's the rule. Before we got married, I said, listen, if you not there, don't even tell me about it. Don't tell me about it. If you're upset, you better fake, act like you're happy. It didn't happen. That's it. I don't give a fuck about nothing. If you're not present, because they got that face swap thing they do. No, fuck that. All these filters, it ain't me.
Face swap, that's what you do.
No, I'm saying they got all the technology and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're not there, if you wasn't sitting there while I'm doing it here, then don't fucking come to me. Too bad. Deal with it. You know? It's not easy being married to me. But so Aaron, Juju, was it?
Yes, honey. I don't know if you like grits or not, honey, but you have a fresh pie.
Yeah.
Ready for you.
Ooh, that's
ready
assault.
for you, okay?
That's assault. Oh my God.
I don't care, man. When it comes to that cheating,
my heart. That's not assault on my heart.
Nah, I don't give a fuck. I told her, listen.
I can feel it through my shirt.
You may not be able to see them, but my scars are there too.
I told her before we got married, for future reference, I did not cheat. Take that, and that's for the entire marriage. That is it. I don't give a fuck. That's it. I'm gonna say it one time, and that's it.
What if she cheats?
She gotta go. Listen, we're not the same. Listen, hold on. We're not the same. We're not the same. Listen, if I cheat, we're gonna get counseling. We're gonna go for therapy. We're gonna work it out. And I can't even cheat anyway, because a lot of y'all females be quick to tell. Y'all be liking that shit, screenshotting now. So, but if she cheats, she gotta fucking go. I don't like it. No.
She gotta go.
She gotta go.
You can be understanding. Maybe she had a moment of weakness. Maybe she's felt lonely because, you know, maybe let's say you get busy with your podcast, like your podcast gets like super successful. And
I'll put y'all on pause and go handle that. Nope.
Or like, you know what I mean? Or what if? Do you help me understand into that? No.
You know why? Because these fucking Pookies and Ray Rays, they don't have no consideration. They're gonna tear that shit up. They don't have no consideration. Oh, this is too much. I'm sorry.
Difference, though. She don't love them though. She love you.
She don't love me.
She don't love them. She love you. You are home. You are where the heart is. You know what I mean? So they ain't mean nothing. They was just temporary. That's it.
I'm gonna record her. I'm gonna record her cheating so that catch her on record her admitting it, so the divorce could go in my favor. Hell no, she gotta go. She gotta fucking go.
That is horrible.
Y'all
can get counseling. What if she asks for counseling? Like, no.
She can go for it for the next person. She needs to work on herself. No, I don't do that shit. No, you cheat one time. If I cheat, God forbid, I don't do that. But let's say I cheat 5 times. God forbid, you know? 5 times. But I'm just saying for the next 50 years. I'm just saying 5 times, that's doable. But it's different for a woman. No. Maybe I'm just biased. I ain't doing it though.
How's it different? Like I said, you know,
it's hurtful.
You out, you know, touring with your podcast. We're gonna speak life into your podcast. It blows up. And you start doing a tour and you're not there.
Hold up. She gonna cheat on me when the podcast blows up?
Or a friend or something, and she just has a moment of weakness. You know, it didn't mean anything. It wasn't like, you know, emotionally filled or like that. It's just.
So I gotta get on a podcast, and you know I like to talk. I'll be talking reckless as hell, and one of these dudes will come on here and be like, "Yeah, what you saying?"
He might not.
No.
He might not. He won't say nothing. You know.
No.
Who's to say? Like, listen. Granted, we've never seen your wife, so he don't know that she's your wife. You know. So how he gonna know to come on your podcast and talk smack?
I'm gonna call the cops on him.
Snitching, man.
I'm snitching. Yeah, I'm calling the cops.
That is terrible.
I'm calling the cops.
Aaron, Raymond, what y'all think? Y'all feel the same way? Y'all married? Is that's y'all take too?
No, I'm single. You understand?
Raymond, like, wait a minute.
I don't play games like that, but it's quite simple for me. if you rewind the tape just a bit, I'm not sure there's any 18-year-olds on the panel, but if you look at a woman at 18 years old and a man at 18 years old, you see different value, measurements that society attributes to each. A woman at 18 years old is valued by everyone. Beauty is valued by everyone. A man has to earn something first. So it's my belief system that you will always be shamed for anything that you overconsume that comes easily. So for women, sex obviously comes very easily, whereas men, we have to earn that jump. We have to have money. We got to have height. We got to be handsome. We got to be intelligent, emotionally, in tune with her emotions. We have to touch her feminine side, whereas a woman has to be present and breathing. So typically, what I look at is, if it comes easily to you and you overconsume it, I have to shame you therefore. But if a man overconsumes something that he worked hard for, he should be praised, because obviously not a lot of men are doing what he's doing. There's one Drake for a reason, but Drake can go pull somebody off Fries and make her the next big thing just because she's with Drake. It doesn't work the opposite way. That's why the Queen of England was married to a prince, not a king, and they were married. I'm like, that doesn't make sense, but it's just how the world works.
I think that's hate. That's what that is. That's hateration. You're mad because we get it easy and y'all gotta work for it. That's all that is. You know what I'm saying? Ladies,
I mean, the baton gets passed at some point.
Is, ladies. This whole shame culture, because for women being liberated sexually, is because men gotta work twice as hard to get it. That's all that is.
But we keep it twice as long as well. So once you guys lose it and you guys hit the proverbial wall, I don't believe in a physical wall, but mentally, the wall is going to come from everybody at some point. And so after all the surgeries are exhausted and we trying to freeze our eggs and all this foolishness, obviously men die a lot sooner. So at no point will I lose sleep. I mean, women, if they choose to overconsume something, I'm like, that's their business. But when I choose to overconsume something, it's just not the same. And you look at men and women, and there are two different lanes, and there's constant need to compare us, because we assume that we're the same person, we're the same type of organism. We're similar, but we're different. And so the rules are different. That's why women have the right to abort, and men don't. It's just two different lanes. And so I feel like it should be different because we're different.
I see what you're saying.
It ain't the same. Listen, stop playing around, Shushu. It ain't the same. It was regular. She go out there and come back to me like this.
What it is
what the fuck am I supposed to do with this?
You're gonna bust that junk up, man.
What am I supposed to do with this? But listen, right? Hold on. Let's stay on topic, right? So, Aaron, what do you think, right? As far as when people cheat, what do you think they're gain? What do you believe they think they're gaining by cheating?
Everybody's different. Women are different than men. Men are different than women. Most of the time, when women do it, it's out of spite. It's out of some kind of or either some kind of emotion, trying to gain some emotional control over something. With men, and with men, it's totally different. For the most part, men are just there for the physical thing. We're there to multiply, be fruitful and multiply the earth. Regardless of where your stand is of being married. Now that's not my choice, and that's not what I do. But biologically, men are supposed to spread their seed. That's what we're made to do. And you often see through history, this is not new. The higher you get, the more you accomplish. Kings, whatever you were in the land, the more power you had, the more opportunity and the more leniency you had to be able to do what you wanted to do. It's only been recently in this civilized society we live in, to where men aren't able to do the things that they did back in those old days. So whether it's the gain, I don't think it's anything to gain. It's just just the simple fact of people doing what they want to do. But it is different. I'm not going to say that it's not different for men. It's different for men just as much as it's different for women.
Yeah, I mean, Terry, what do you think when people cheat, right? What do you think they believe they're gaining?
I don't even care what people think that they're gaining. Honestly, there's no benefit in cheating. Not now, not later on down the line. It will never work. It's just a temporary feeling. It's never going to work. The only thing that you gain is the fact that that the person you cheated on is not the person that you should have been with or that you want to be with. Because if it was, you would have never cheated in the first place. So there's no benefit. I mean, I don't care what they think, honestly. Women we react emotionally first. A lot of times we don't think logically. We lead with our emotions. Not all, just some. And then men, there's really just, they think with other things and it just go on towards that. But there's no benefit in cheating. Never have been, never will be. Temporary feeling that's gonna go away, because the older you get, I mean, you don't look like you did 20, 30 years ago. So what was the whole point of cheating? There wasn't a benefit, because if it was a benefit, you would have gained from it. Either you would have gained from it then, or you would have gained from it down the line. You cheat, you can possibly get pregnant. That's not a benefit. There's no benefit in cheating. Ever. Never have been. And that's my stance on it. And that's it.
I feel you, Jane. What do you think? What do you think that people believe the benefit they're receiving by cheating, besides the sexual pleasure?
Well, I don't know. In their minds, it could be. And this is actually something that I think both men and women experience. The way they do it. It's mentally it's different, but why they do it is kind of the same. I think a lot of the times people get too complacent in their marriages or in their long-term relationships, and so then the other partner who's not being satisfied through either sex or their love language or whatever it is that they need from their partner, they're not getting, and so it turns them off of that person and starts turning them on to other people, to the point where they no longer have that desire anymore for that person. So I feel like that might be a big reason why people cheat, especially if it's long-term marriage type. They really loved each other when they got married or started dating, and over time they both got complacent and stopped focusing on serving each other, and they said, whatever, I don't care anymore, and they went for it.
Raymond, I know you spoke, but I don't believe you actually answered the question, right? Did you?
I did.
Oh, you did? Okay, all right. Mm-hmm. So, Aaron, if your spouse, not literally your spouse, if a spouse, right, cheats, do they have to work for your forgiveness?
I mean, I forgive them. Don't mean I'm going to still be with them. That's for my own sake.
But no, we're talking about actually making it work, right? We're talking about staying within the marriage. Just for panel's sake, right? He's like, I don't give a fuck, ain't happening. Not even Jesus can make me stay.
I'm petty, man. You know what I do? I'm petty. You're gonna have to walk through the fire. You're gonna have to jump through burning hoops. You're gonna have to do a whole bunch of stuff. I mean, I don't even know. And at the end of the day, I don't even know if I'm gonna fully forgive you. That's just how I'm set up. But yeah, I mean, you're gonna have to do something. You're not just gonna be like, oh, I forgive me. It was just one time. I was an accident and I fell on it and all. Y'all never do it. No, it ain't gonna be none of that. But you're gonna have to do something. You're gonna have to work.
If she did fall on it, what you mean? Just walk around her business and she trip up.
Yeah. She can play that game if she want to.
But if you want to work your marriage out, what exactly she has to do? What are the exact steps you believe? I mean, we're not in that situation, right? But we're just thinking, what exactly does a person have to do to work on you? What would you like them to do to start to show you that they want you to forget? I mean, what is it? Is there something they can particularly do?
Man, I wouldn't even know.
He's like, die.
Yeah. I don't know. I can't even tell you. I know the first. I mean, I don't know. Like I said, I've spoke about this before. It's just so much had to happen to get to that point, to where you would have to go back and rewind and see everything that y'all were doing wrong or she was doing wrong in that aspect, and see how she can turn around and do stuff the opposite way. I heard you say something about counseling and all that stuff, but I'm like, if you're gonna do that, I mean, man, I'm just, how I am. I'm just set up different. It's just, it'll be a lot. I know that much.
Raymond, what do you think? Right, just like to stay. It doesn't have to be you per se, but just give people overall perspective. What do you believe? If your spouse cheated or a spouse cheated, what exactly do you think? Because quitting is not always the answer, especially when you have little kids. We all these kids running around. Because statistically, once the man leaves the home, he trying to be with another woman that has kids. Like, fuck it, I'll just take care of her kids. Because he can't. Who can afford to take care of 2 households? But so Raymond, what do you think? If your spouse cheats or a spouse cheats, do they have to work for your forgiveness? And what exactly is the work?
And the assumption is that we're staying together. We're not just walking out. Yeah, it's tough. So in the given scenario that you gave, if I'm not leaving, she's not leaving. The medium has to be removed. Well, whatever medium that was used. So again, cheating has to be defined. So assuming this is traditional monogamous relationship, we have to define emotional cheating, social cheating, like all the different qualifiers that you might attach to it. To like, all right, is it just purely physical? Is it intercourse that we're defining as cheating, or is it just talking back and forth and emotionally connecting? Obviously, sex is not purely physical. It takes place in the mind first, especially for a lot of women. They have to be mentally there before the physical takes place, whereas men were typically already always on in the on position. But I think the medium itself, of course, these devil cell phones, is typically where all the secrets are held. If you want to know somebody, look at their TikTok page. You can see exactly what they're thinking. A lot of people follow certain hashtags on Instagram. It just gives away their thoughts. But I think in a lot of cases, the mediums, that there's so many different mediums and we have so much access to people. My YouTube channel, I've been documenting my Air Force career since 2016. There's so much information there. And so if somebody wanted to truly understand my mind, you have thousands of videos to pull from. Instagram has so much information. When I do interviews, I go to people's Instagram and TikTok and I just dig. And there's a gold mine of information there. So if I wanted to connect with somebody, give me 10 minutes. It wouldn't take much to connect with somebody and to know what they value, to know what they're missing. And so I think in a lot of cases, especially in a marriage where I think Jane mentioned this, where like a lot of people get bored and they get complacent and there's really nothing after marriage to shoot for. When you're dating, you're aiming for marriage. And so everybody's kind of trending towards that direction. But once you achieve that, you see people in the NBA, they kind of plateau. Once they get that championship, what else is there outside of getting up? And there's very few people that can keep that motivation to keep pushing for something different. So in a marriage, I would assume, being a single individual, that a lot of that exists there, and that as long as you have all these different outlets to like show you what's over the fence and show you the greener grass perceptibly, and like I think over there's that 20% I'm missing. I have the 80% individual I live with that I committed to for a lifetime. But I see that extra 20%, and it's fool's gold. You think that's an extra 20% that will make you whole, but you're really losing both, because that 20% usually is fake. That 20% is me. I'm sitting out in the weeds. I'm like, man, I know what to give you that you're missing, but you're going to trade in your 80%. So to answer your question directly, outside of just removing Wi-Fi, removing cell phones, giving everybody a track phone, and just living simply and being accountable, because cheating is defined by your partner. It's not by you. So if I say cheating is intercourse and you say, no, cheating is talking to another woman, beyond pleasantries, I think that has to be a discussion in terms of defining very clearly and almost to a binary sense, what is cheating? Because as long as there's a gray area that, well, no, it wasn't a kiss. It was just a smooch. It was just a friendly hug. It was just, we were just texting while I was on the toilet. It's too much. It's too much gray area. And that's where a lot of the foolishness begins, is the slippery slope is all these misunderstood and purpose of contracts to make things very clear, to where when you go to court, arbitration, you have somebody that just reads out the lines. Did you commit to this? You did. All right, cool. So the medium, the cell phones are usually the issue. So if you solve that, you solve the gray area. If you solve the gray area, I think that's the first step towards trust again.
No, absolutely. Who on this panel is single? I do have a question for the single people. You know what I mean? Foxy, you're taken. Shoo, Mary. Okay. So Foxy, you're committed, right? Or not single? Okay, all right. So I have a question after this. But Foxy Spice, if your spouse cheats, right, or partner, do they have to work for your forgiveness?
She's muted.
You're muted.
You gotta unmute yourself. I can't. Okay. You're good now. Okay.
I forgot. Yeah, they would definitely have to work on the relationship. with counseling first and healing. Healing is very essential. Like, it's very essential. So I think that will help us get through the cheating, whether it's if he kissed someone, text someone, physically cheated, all that just helps as far as the process of counseling and healing. So as long as we can get through that, I'm fine. I'll be fine with it. Now, if they do it again and again, then it becomes a problem. But one time, I mean, yes, I believe you can definitely work through it.
Does it matter, Foxy Spice, if it's a man or woman? Does that matter?
It doesn't matter, if a woman cheated or a man cheated.
No. I'm saying if your male spouse partner cheats with you on a woman or man, does that make any difference?
Yes, it does matter. Don't even ask that question. That's another question.
Like whole nother level, because now we, as a woman, you can't look at him the same because y'all competing for the same thing. So I mean, no, that would never work. That would never work, honestly, because I'm not going to see you like that. I'm going to see you as, I don't want to say hurt the rainbow community, but I gotta go. I'm gonna be out.
Keep it real. Keep it real.
I don't speak no English type stuff. I gotta go. Yeah, Foxy got to be out. Okay, that's that.
Well, here's the thing: if they cheating with,
I can.
Right. If they cheating with somebody of the same sex, like that's difficult because they're offering something you can't.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Like
they got that monkey pop.
If your man is cheating with another woman, okay, I can compete with another woman. I can't compete with another man.
Right.
Because that man is a completely different gender and he's bringing something to the table. I can't.
The bussy.
I can't compete with that. And then the bottom line is this, like, if it's he cheating with another woman, okay, fine. Like, all right, that's something that he can probably curb. But more than likely, if he cheating with a man, that's an urge in him that he's not going to be able to curb. I mean, maybe he can, but
what is he, a drug addict?
No, I'm saying it's because like, if he's just attracted to women, I'm a woman. I can feel that. But if he's attracted to men, I'm a woman. I can't fulfill that. You see what I'm saying? So you in a completely different arena.
I mean, it doesn't matter if who's doing what to who, or it's just cheating.
It doesn't matter who's doing what to who. The fact, like she said, the fact that he's attracted to a man is completely different. Even the physical appearance alone is a different type of attraction. And so, like, it doesn't work. Like, even if the guy, like, starts to suppress it and fit in with society and marry a woman and have children with her, there's always going to be an aspect of him that starts to resent her over time, that she's not a man and she can't fulfill the desires he has for men. And so, eventually, he's going to start cheating or doing porn or whatever, and then he's going to get to the point where he just dips. And he's like, I love men, or I like men. You can't fulfill my needs, and I'm done with this.
And we as women can't change that.
Right. We can't change that.
Yeah.
Why you laughing, AR?
Are you having a hard time breathing over there?
I mean, I could go on about this shit for an hour, but I'm definitely not going to. Man, yeah.
The guy with a powder, they all uncomfortable. They just like,
I love when people are uncomfortable or feeling when they have that what the fuck face. I'm like, oh man, this is the conversation I was waiting for. But okay, so Jane, right? If your spouse cheats on you, do they have to work for your forgiveness?
Okay, in real life, no, that's not happening. Like, you're gone. Because the man I'm with, like, no, there's no way in hell he would do that. So, no, not in real life. But if we're doing this little game you want to do, there would have to be some inward reflection as to what I'm not doing that's leading him or pushing him in that direction, on top of addressing the struggles he's having and the temptations he's having to do it, that may be a root cause of something else. And you have to like hash it out, work it out, talk it out. You know, give that person a second chance, and if they do the same exact thing, you just gotta go.
Yeah. So Terry, if your spouse cheats, do they have to work for your forgiveness? Remember, cheating goes both ways. You can fuck up too. I would never. Yeah, okay. Oh, that's what I wanted to say. Listen, have y'all heard? Did y'all hear about the YouTube, the content creator, really big on Facebook, Instagram, that I think they were supposed to get married like in September, and then all of a sudden he left her, and his wedding's gonna be with another man on that same date. He took back the ring and everything, gave it to the man. Did you hear about that?
Wow.
There's something in the water.
It's not uncommon.
This monkeypox is real, yo. Listen, Terry. So, Terry, what do you think? I gotta grow up. Okay, Terry, if your spouse cheats, do they have to work for your forgiveness?
Okay, for your example purposes, I don't. Well, first off, as a person, I would have to forgive them regardless if they're going to do anything about it or not, because you're not going to have power over my emotions. You're not going to have power over me. So I'm going to forgive you. First off, anyways. But yes, you're going to have to come to me. You're going to have to come ask for forgiveness. And yes, you are going to have to work. If I choose to stay with you, then yes, you're going to have to work. And what that look like is, we're going to have to start changing your routines. We have to change some habits, you know, some of the things that you used to do. You lost those privileges. I hate to have to treat you like a child, but you know, that's just the consequence. And it goes both ways. You know, if I was to do such things, I would want to be held accountable, especially if a person is choosing to stay with me. But I mean, you can't, all the secrecy, no, locations got to be on. Yep. I do agree with Raymond. You do have to define those gray areas. That is so important, because you do have people out there that get jealous just because their partner just smiles at another individual. And in that person's mind, they're just being friendly. And the other partner mind is you being too damn friendly. So it's just like, you know, you got to define the gray area before you try to even repair. I mean, therapy is therapy. If that's what you want to do, if that's what you want to do, do it. You want to waste your money, that's fine. Because I feel like if you have to have another person in the room to discuss marital problems like that, and it's not getting any better, then one of you guys is going to have to make a tough decision. But they are definitely going to have to put in work for forgiveness. And I mean, look, you go home, you go to work, come back home, we're going to the store together. Me, because as a female, you know, of course, I'm going to the grocery store anyways, but we're going to go together. I want to see how how you're reacting in public. Also, whoever you cheated on, we need to make sure that all communication is cut loose. If you work with that person, new job,
department.
You got to be in a new department or a new job, because clearly this person is a temptation for you. So, you know, you got to make some choices. And even if, you know, maybe you decide to stay at your job, well, there's some things that's going to have to start changing, you know. But forgiveness is never for the other person. It's always for yourself. Because someone cheating on you, that feeling doesn't just go away overnight. Honestly, I don't think it ever do go away. It's always in the back of your mind. So, for us to move forward, there is a lot of work that has to be done, a lot of communication, and hopefully you can put into words of what you were looking for or why you did what it is, so we can work towards that. If I'm choosing to stay, got to be a reason why I'm choosing to stay, because I feel like this is got potential. Maybe we can figure out why you cheated, why you left, and all of those things. But I mean, you definitely have to put in some work. There is not no, oh, I cheated, oh well.
Terry, what do you think? Do you think money? Because I personally feel like women heal like Wolverine when he's rich. They give over to that shit quick. Do you think it depends? I mean, is there a difference if he has money? The forgiveness doesn't mean you're a gold digger, but obviously, if someone has shit going for them, I mean, that's even more. But if he's a bum, imagine he's living with his mom and he cheats. When you had time to do that shit?
Like, that's an insult. So you ain't got nothing to offer, and you got the nerve to cheat. Stop
Oh
it.
my goodness.
And mama, why would you let him do that in your crib?
Okay. So listen. For some women, yes, money is strong enough to make a woman stay, make a woman be like, oh well. But here's the thing: a lot of times, women may have.
The devil is a liar. Come on back, Terry. Come on back.
Am I back?
There we go. We hear you.
Listen, y'all, I'm in Louisiana. The weather is getting down out here. It just randomly happened. So, no, what I was trying to say is, parents have, how can I put this? So for women, if their mom approves of their spouse, of their husband, mom is going to be team husband. Husband can't do no wrong in mama eyes. Mama love the husband. Don't go to mama talking bad about the husband, because mama just gonna say that's just what a man do. That's right. What they do. So, when a woman gets cheated on by a man who have a lot of money, they can't really go trying to figure out stuff they got to deal with on their own. Because if they try to go and talk to their, or whoever, they just be like, girl, he got money. What you tripping for? Are you taken care of? Why are you complaining? So, but for me, it's really hard. Money is not strong enough for me to stay in any relationship, because money is not promised. Just tomorrow, your whole bank account can be wiped out because you got hacked. Your whole identity got hacked. So for some women, yes. For me, no. It's not going to be strong enough, but it's so hard, because mothers or their girlfriends, if that man got some money, oh, they like, girl, you stupid. I wish I had a man. I'm like, these people sound just about as dumb as they want to be. You wish you had a man that had a lot of money to cheat on you? Dumb.
Well, that's because some women really legit believe that all men cheat. So for those women who believe that, it's like, okay, at least if he has money, it makes it a little easy. It makes it easy to deal with, because at least I get a lifestyle in exchange for him cheating. Sure. As opposed to
single, though.
Some women really believe that. Like, well, at least, if I'm gonna be with a man, he gonna cheat. But at least, I'm sleeping on Versace sheets and stuff like that, or whatever, as opposed to, sleeping on an air mattress.
Here's the thing: a man with a lot of money can just about get almost any woman that he wants. So if that's true, that statement's true. Think about what that man could possibly expose his wife to. Is that worth it?
They don't care.
Even I know they don't care, but that's a question for the general population.
Right. It's sad, but people don't even think about that. Like, STDs don't matter. Like, oh, I just go to the doctor and get a shot or something like that. Like,
but I mean that type of conversation, because if you meet a man and he has money, most likely he's gonna cheat. It is what it is. But if you met the man before he got the money, that's a different relationship. Y'all struggled together and he made it. But if you met a man, most men that have, even, niggas be getting their taxes and they be like, fuck that, so.
See, not taxes.
Listen, they was getting that. What was that thing last year? They was getting
a little stimmy. A little
He
stimmy.
was getting. Yo, people, listen. I think I lost friends during the stimmy. People getting the stimmy check. I'm like, hey, AR, listen, I don't know, man. I can't fuck with you like that because I'm on a different level.
No, you in New York too, right? So if anybody who was on unemployment and they was getting that stimulus check and they got the extra emergency leave, what?
It was you know. So, but I think that type of conversation needs to. Hey, listen, I know you're out there, you're cheating, whatever. We cannot have unprotected sex. I mean, you have to. People have to come to the realization that this is happening. If you're gonna stay, shut the fuck up and let him cheat in peace. Shut the fuck up. Just protect yourself. You know he's cheating. You're staying there and you're gonna argue way out of what, $1 million? Shut the fuck up. But shoot you, right? What do you think? If your spouse cheats on you, you're trying to work this out. Does he have to work for your forgiveness?
100%. Like,
what exactly?
Because how is it that you just be like, you know, he just say I'm sorry, and like it's like, all right, la, we just go back to doing the same thing we've been doing when you start cheating in the first place. Like, no, some things gonna have to change. And when you do that, when infidelity comes into place, like trust is completely broken. So now you have the task of reestablishing and rebuilding trust. That's what happens when you are, you know, when you cheat or you engage in infidelity. You completely break trust. Trust is so easy to break, but yet so hard to build. And now you have to do that. Now your task is reestablishing the trust I once had, so that if you do go, say you going to the store, or you going to your cousin's house, your brother's house, I can actually believe that you're there and not question it. You know what I mean? You have to work to do that. Now you have to decide whether or not you're willing to put in that work. But the bottom line is, hell yeah. Because if you just come to me and be like, well, I'm sorry, I won't do it again. I'm sorry, that's not enough. What kind of fool do I have to be like, okay? And just really expect you to, from that moment on, just go on and not do it without some kind of repercussion.
Jody.
Okay.
See, the worst thing that can happen to me, man.
I told you.
My worst fear is hearing she called me by mistake, and someone is just like, man, I would cry a river. I will call my mom and tell her this shit. Mom, you listen to this shit. Listen to this bitch. No, but I don't, man. That's my worst fear is hearing she called me by accident, and I'm hearing them. She's getting clapped. And he's clapping them better than me. I'm like, no, this shit ain't working. I mean, golly. I mean, damn. And he's
AR.
Yeah.
I have a question for the women. I don't want to derail the conversation, but it's very similar to this. To the ladies on the panel, would you? So to the ladies, just a tiny bit of groundwork. I'm intrigued by a lot of the extremes. You have the radical feminists, you have femcels, and then there's something called black pills, and of course, most of you are probably aware of incels. There's a segment of the male population of men who don't get no love. They're either too short, or they're broke, or they're ugly, dusty looking, what have you. Or they might be all of them put together. And these people exist in the world. You probably just don't see them walking through Walmart. They're probably too short, you just don't even see them. My question is, would you prefer a man who can't cheat because he doesn't have any options? And you'll get 100% loyalty. It's my argument that if you want 100% loyalty in 2022, you have to get somebody that nobody else wants. And so that option exists where you can get 100% loyalty. He's not looking nowhere because he's lucky to have you. And he don't go nowhere. He playing his video games. He got the neck beard going on. Like he's sitting in the crib. He's just, bro, I got a woman, bro. She's breathing and she was born that way, you understand? And she wanted to marry me. If you have that option available to you, would anyone take that as opposed to a man who has plenty of options and has an option to cheat but chooses not to?
It don't matter either way, because as long as a man has a woman or some woman somewhere is interested in him, other women are automatically going to want him. I can't tell you why that is. I can't tell you what it is, but he can be the nerdiest of the nerds. He can be but ugly. He can be quiet. He can be all of that. Like, you know, one of these incels or someone who can't get no love, but as soon as he get a woman or get a girlfriend, all of a sudden other women are going to want him.
But the probability would drop immensely. If you're going from a 60% chance of cheating, I mean, you got like, let's say you got like 6 options available in your city.
He gonna cheat. And I'm gonna tell you why. Because he's never had those options available to him. The guy who has the pick of the litter, who can choose whomever he wants to, he's more selective. Most cases, he don't just smash anything because he's used to having it. And he has his pick of the litter, his choice. He don't just take anything. It's always the guys who can't get or have the trouble getting women who take anything.
So my question is, would you prefer a man who has options and the option to cheat versus a man who struggles to cheat?
Yeah, I would prefer a guy who has options because at least he's selective. The guy who ain't used to having options will take anything, honey. First thing come his way, because he's just not used to having that kind of attention.
Male or female, right?
Exactly. Exactly. I know you being facetious, but yeah.
I think about it in the way of like a man who can't get nothing and then finally gets that one girl. He's got to be so desperate and like so. He will like get ran over so hard because he just feels so lucky to even have a woman. And that girl can run him over. She can cheat on him. She can take his money. She can do whatever she wants to him. And because he is so just desperate and insecure, like, I'm not saying all the incels are like that, but it's a likely chance. Even, and especially if you got the incels walking around going, oh, well, I'm just an incel. Nobody likes me. They start getting hardened towards women. And then the moment a girl gives him attention, like he turns into this like weird, simpy dude. And it's just like, no, I can't. I'm sorry. Like, you got to be a real man. Because the more masculine you are, the more you try to understand women and the more you present yourself as a put together person, there is going to be somebody who likes you and likes you for that. And in my opinion, the incel people who are super insecure and hate women just don't have an excuse because there's always somebody for everybody. Even the ugliest chicks get some decent looking dudes sometimes. So
interesting.
What about you? Tell you something. Somebody told me one time. This guy told me one time. I was like, listen. I was just playing with him. I was like, come on. I know you got all that money. Go ahead and donate to the Help a Sister Out Fund. He was like, what you mean? He's like, you sitting on a gold mine. And what that means is every woman, attractive or unattractive, has value. When guys say every women are born with value, that's what they mean. You have a vagina, honey. I don't care how ugly you are. Somebody will smash it. But if you are a guy,
I'm gonna write that down.
And when you ugly,
look at everyone. Everyone look at my screen.
You just butt out. Oh no. You know what? I tell you what. They do have options. It's called Ladies of the Night. Okay. For a healthy value of $39.99.
Listen,
you can have.
Ladies, y'all have to understand how us men think. When this happens, it's all the same. Okay? I'm sorry. Okay.
But I mean, that's the truth, though. That's the truth, though. That's what they mean by women are born with intrinsic value. You're born with value. Because a woman, no matter how ugly she is, she can get sex. But a man, if he ugly, you just kind of got the short end of the stick. Sorry.
He may have that too. But Terry, what do you think? When you think about Damon's question, you rather have a man that has options or doesn't have options so you can have him to yourself and he won't cheat?
So here's the thing. Everyone has the potential to cheat. So it doesn't really matter which choice I choose. If I choose the guy that no one else supposedly wants, there's still a chance for him to cheat. Like, I agree with Shushu. For some reason, it's like when you're single, it's like you get some play, like people trying to talk to you, but it ain't really like it is. But when you get into a relationship, it's like now people want you. People want to talk to you. I don't know why it is, but it is the way it is. But you just never know if someone's going to cheat on you or not. So trying to take the safe route just because the person may not cheat on you because that's the way they look, like that's boring. You will never be satisfied. You're just taking the safe route. I would never take the safe route. Also, you know, when it comes to being in a relationship, of course looks matters. I mean, you know, especially if this a person that you want to have children with. Y'all can laugh, for real. Nobody wants to date, nobody wants to marry somebody and potentially, you know, have a child with them, but they don't like the way their spouse looks. There's a big chance that child is going to come looking out like your spouse. So, you know, I'm not taking the safe route. I'm gonna go with, you know, who stimulates my mind. You know, I can't stand that, you know, hey, what you doing? What you doing? What you up to? What's going, like, dry. I love conversations, so I'm going to choose someone that stimulates my mind. That, you know, of course, I have a lot of value outside of what Shushu was mentioning, but you know, there's a lot of things that I can do that a lot of younger women that is in the late 20s, early 30s, typically don't want to do. So there's a lot of value that I have. So my partner is going to have to also have some type of value, but I'm not going to choose you just because you ain't going to cheat on me. Like, that's crazy, because I get too comfortable, and next thing you know, you done cheated on me, and now I'm mad. I'm like, how dare you? Okay. Nobody wanted you. I can't, like, and that's bringing me out of my character, because I don't like to respond that way. But people can push you over that ledge, and you be like, look,
the nerve.
But here's the thing: to answer your question, I'm not choosing either one based off the fact that one's not going to cheat on me, because everybody has the potential to cheat. I promise you.
Interesting.
Spice, what about you? You rather have a man that has those options or doesn't have those options? Foxy Spice, you're on mute.
Oh, I didn't hear my name earlier, but
I'm sorry.
I want the guy that doesn't cheat. So that's more for me to handle. As long as he pays attention to me, that's fine. I don't really prefer the guys with all the options, been there, done that. That's too much stress for me. So I do prefer the guy that does not have options, because I'm able to be myself with him. I'm able to push him, he push me, and it's just a good feeling for me. I like it. I like the guys that don't have options. As opposite they sound, I really do.
That's different.
No, I mean, actually,
like I said, know, I've been there, done it with the guys that, they're, handsome, they get all the girls. Like, to me, that's boring to me. Because it's like, as a woman, if you are of a value, why would you value yourself with somebody that has everybody, that can get everybody? My value is higher than that. So, yeah, I prefer the no option.
I have a question for Foxy Spice. Mm-hmm. So, what about women? I mean, you are, you are a beautiful lady. So, don't you have options? So, is it fair for you to have options, but then that person can't have options?
Oh, I mean, if I have options, I'm gonna have options regardless. I mean, I'm pretty, just same.
Playing with it.
It's the same thing, but.
I was just wondering, because you said you didn't want a guy that had options because it was boring. If they had a lot of options, they were boring. So I know women, we have options. So,
but they're boring to me as I stated, because of my value that I put on myself, and because of the value that my dad put on myself as a young woman. So when you have value within yourself, you're not gonna be sweating a dude that has options. I am not sweating a dude that has options. I've seen that, done that, been there, done that. I'm over that. So for me, I prefer the guys that don't have no options, because we can build something. We can talk like I want to talk. I can't talk to a guy that has options, because half the time they don't pay attention to me. They're paying attention to just what they see. Oh, she's pretty. Oh, she's fine. They're not trying to get into my intellectual mindset. So yeah, I do prefer the guys with no options.
I think that I believe that's really important. Raymond, what do you think? Is it important for women to kind of grab the guy when he doesn't have that many options? Because men that have options, I know women have options all the time, right? But is when a man has options, is that now can we have social media? It's really bad. It's really, really bad. You know, what do you think, Raymond?
I think men versus women, it's somewhat nuanced. I don't think all men have options, especially in regards to, let's say, biological options. Like some men win the genetic lottery. So if you come out the womb 6'5", 200, shredded, hairline still intact for your entire, like you got a bag waiting on you, trust fund, all that, you're born with options. Then you have a lot of men who are just kind of average, and then you have the men that are below average. And again, the assumption that every person in the world has options, I just don't agree with it. Some people die without touching a breast. It's just the truth, but you would never know it because who's going to announce that to the world? Who's going to go tell their story and say, yeah, I just told New York Times, I'm a 50-year-old, 60-year-old virgin. Those virgins exist. You got Lolo Jones on Instagram. She's a 40-year-old virgin, gorgeous, beautiful, and she ain't been touched supposedly. And she's talking about how she wants to freeze her eggs and it's expensive and she wants to get married and all these things. And she's a beautiful one. Like some people have options and don't choose them. Some people don't have any options and they're fighting for these options. They're fighting to get one person to look at them. In regards to your question, should you pursue somebody before they attain their options? Some people won't attain more options. Some people attain more options because of their money, but they won't keep those options. So some people are just there to visit. I heard you had a bag, sir. I know you're 5'3". You're undesirable in most ways, but I heard you had a bag. You understand? So I'm here to tap into that just a little bit. And those people, they'll be able to enjoy that for a season. We call those prostitutes. But then after they leave, after the escort leaves, then you got the bag to yourself. I don't think there's any one way to fix it permanently, outside of finding that person that's just truly undesirable. And if you do find that person, you might have to suffer in multiple different ways. You have all these stats thrown around as far as like CEOs, they typically are tall. They're all like 58% of them are like 6 foot or above. I think most people fall into a category, and a lot of people don't like where they're situated at. But as far as finding someone before they make it big, or before they gain their options, I mean it's a theory. It's definitely a strategy. But I mean, the analogy that came to my mind is like, if you hear about 2 hiking trails, one of them has more bears on it, one of them has 2 bears on it, 1 bear on it. You would think most people would take the trail with 1 bear, but for most of the panel outside of Foxy Spice, they're going down the trail with multiple bears on it because it's for whatever reason. It doesn't really matter. Ultimately, people are going to choose what they're attracted to, and in a lot of cases, people choose what they're aroused by. And that man doesn't have typically what you need to live with, what you need to sustain you long term. So I don't think there's a proper strategy outside of probability, which is that was the foundation of my question, was in terms of probability, would you want somebody who has a higher percentage chance of cheating versus a lower percentage chance? And in the case of finding someone who's down and out, and find somebody, I mean, there's plenty of homeless men in Los Angeles. Nobody wants them, but their options are other homeless people, I guess. So, I mean, those options are available, and you can definitely pursue that route as far as, let me go grab somebody in LA, bro, tent city, let me clean them up a little bit. But, of course, they're going to gain options because a lot of them are tall. You don't see as many short homeless people. So it's just, if you're playing the numbers, you have a higher chance of being successful if you do pursue somebody who has lesser options. But ultimately, you can gain some options. The trouble is keeping. It's like being successful is difficult, but staying successful is even harder.
Yeah, let me shout some people out. Bells G, what up, man? Appreciate you. Appreciate you tuning in. Thank you. JB fiance. What's going on? That's Cam, right? Is that Cam? JB, is that okay? Cam, what up, man?
Yeah,
appreciate that is Cam. Okay. Let's go. Look at that shit. She ain't playing no fucking game. She said, "Hey, I am JB fiance."
Facts.
Get that right. So when y'all come on these panels, y'all know who the fuck I am. Appreciate you watching. Thank you for tuning in, man. Who we got? We got Malted Zone. What up? You got an eagle on there? That's what's up. I appreciate you tuning in. 304 ruined it.
304s.
Hey, shout out to the 304s. Y'all serve a good purpose. Listen,
Bless them.
I ain't hating on y'all. I have nothing bad to say about y'all. God bless y'all. Y'all serve a great purpose. You know. Shout out to everyone else too. But let me ask. Right. Oh, hold on 1 second. Foxy Spice. What's worse, a man living with you? No, a man living with his mom or moving in with you?
Living with his mom.
Okay.
Nobody wants
But
that.
Okay.
Okay, so
all the girls agree with me on. I'm sorry.
right, living with your mom is like total loser, but also, what's the reason he's moving in with you? Is it because y'all have an established relationship, you're moving towards marriage, or is it like, yo, I need somewhere to crash and let me just date this girl and live with her until I'm done with her?
I mean, it could be either way, right? I mean, you take it however you want. How would you interpret it? Pick your answer, and you tell me what age. Bell says what age we're talking. However old are you? A grown ass man. He like, fuck it. I'm choosing my mama or choosing you. You know, Fox is like, why is it worse for a man to be living with his mom than moving in with you?
Because I mean, okay, so let's say if a guy, he stayed with his mom and he and I together. He's like, I hate to say this, but he's somewhat of a mama's boy or something, and he's not able to hold his own. And women don't like that. Like, we love masculinity. I need you to be that man. I need you to be like, baby, we got to do this, we got to do that. Like, I got this. Not, I don't know what my mom gonna say, or like, that's a turn off for me. So no, you cannot stay with your mom. No.
Shout out to my mama. Fuck that. Shout out to mama. She be holding me down, man. So my spouse. Listen, I don't know about y'all. I get treated like a fucking king when I visit my mom. I'll stay with my mom any fucking time. Before she goes, listen, before my mom passes away or before she becomes disabled and shit, I gotta take care of her. I want to live with my mom for at least a good month straight. Like a good month straight. I don't give a fuck. My mom could go out. She treats me like a king. Fuck that. But what do you think? Aaron, what do you think is worse as a man? It could be for any reason, maybe he's trying to save up, whatever. Moving in, living with his mom or moving in with a woman?
As a man. Oh man, staying at home with your mom. Women looking at you as a grown man staying at home with your mom is nah. I don't think that's not the business. Now, but I'm smart enough to know that most smart women anyway. I ain't gonna say most women. Most smart women aren't gonna just let you move in with them anyway. But yeah, you got what you doing at my age. What you doing at home with your mom? That's the first thing we need to ask, figure that out. But no, yeah, I gotta say, being at home with your mom, that's no. I left at 18.
There's few instances, I think, if like your mom is legit disabled or like needs help and she don't have anybody else, but you're like paying rent there, you're basically running the house, and she's kind of in that instance living with you because of the situation, that will be different.
Yeah, that's different.
What do y'all think? Other cultures, Indians and so forth, the parents and they live when they get married, they're living all together. It's not like, but with the black people, like, hey nigga, you 18.
No. Can I say something?
Yes, absolutely.
You know what? Even if I was in a different culture, honestly, I would tell my husband, like, no, this is not working out. It's just not gonna work out with me. I love you, but we gonna make it together.
Right.
We're not gonna make it together with 10, 15 people. No, it's not working.
Right. It's about, just being responsible and going out and making a life of your own or a nest of your own. It doesn't mean that the family can't be a part of your life. You still have family gatherings, still go check on them and stuff like that. But like, it's all about making a nest of your own. It's kind of hard to be intimate with somebody and your mama in the next room. Like, that ain't really sexy.
Mom go to sleep at 11 o'clock.
that still like I'm vocal and I can't like very like express myself too much with mama next door because like it's just like she might wake up.
You may have to go, hey,
her knocking on the door for anything. No, ma'am. No.
Mama smiling at y'all in the morning when she get up and cook y'all breakfast.
You bite the pillow.
So where's my new grandchild? Y'all make me a grandchild last night. I heard it.
Right?
Conception.
Or maybe you hear mama could get it in. Maybe mama's getting it in too. Shit, you gotta hear your mom. I don't want to. Hey,
why she's single?
No.
And you know your mom. You know your mom. If you have a single mom, your mom is looking at you. Her boyfriend looking at you like, nigga, when you moving out? You know, I don't know. I mean, so Shushu, you're saying that it's worse for a man to live with his mom?
Yeah.
You rather him moving with you?
Yeah. As long as he paying bills and stuff, like you know, like he can't be like just solely relying.
You on with him? It don't matter.
If it's like he can live with me, like because if he's living with me, then like it's gonna be responsibilities here. You know what I mean? It's not like you just living off of me. That's different. Like no, I wouldn't dare let a man live off of me. And then like I think I agree with Jane. It depends on the situation. If he's living with his mother, like if she's disabled or she has some kind of ailment where she needs his assistance, she's just like really, really old, she's elderly, and she just can't be by herself. That's different as opposed to him being fully able-bodied, fully capable. Mama is just fine. She able-bodied, she capable, and you just living with her because you don't want to spend the money on rent somewhere else. Like, we're not doing
but that. Even that's a big burden. Imagine someone's mom is sick for 11 years. These old people be living alone because of medication. That's a long time of you're not able to have your own life.
Right.
And you have to sit there and take care of her. You know, I told my wife, hey, you're responsible for my mom. I gotta go on vacations and shit, I gotta live my life.
Really? You know what? That is a big responsibility.
She gotta do it.
Like my grandmother passed away last year in September, and my mom was there like pretty much every day with her. And she has a boyfriend now, and like he's a really good guy because he go to work, whatever. He come over there, like over my grandmother's house, and he sit with her. But at the same time, like, my mom still got her own house, so eventually, they leave at some point. But
that's what. Listen, a lot of these women are growing old. Listen, stop growing old alone. It's not okay to be single. Find you a motherfucker.
Well, here's the thing too. They got a lot of home attendant services and stuff like that. You know what I mean? We get some of them.
Well, I mean,
get one of them for his mama. You know what I mean?
I used to,
we got nannies that come and sit with grown old people. And they sit there with them, make sure they all right.
They gotta live with. I mean, I worked in a nursing home. They treat the elderly like shit. When you're not, if they know you're not around, there's no camera. They will treat your mom like your mom can get. She gonna get her ass whooped.
Nah,
especially I clean up after her. They're gonna be fucking your mom up.
Just like forget about her. Like I never do that. I definitely make sure I check on my mom like really every day. And like if it's something not right, I'd be the one like, what a nurse said. Hey, hello, who? This one right here. Why is she not sitting up? Why is this not happening? Why? Mama, did they give you a message today? I'd be that type of person.
No, they're gonna fuck. My mom is ghetto. They're gonna be fucking her up because she's ghetto as fuck. If she losing her mind, there's no way she gonna be cared for, and that person doesn't do something because she is absolute. My mom was the type of woman to walk around with a jar of Vaseline. Any fucking moment. She loved to fight. And she used to wear like the for the ponytail, she used to wear around her neck. So she used to go like this. My mom was one of the, like if my mom would be on World Star if the internet was back then. My mom, that's just how she rolls. She loved say one thing, and she don't like people speaking Spanish around her because she thinks you're talking about her.
Right.
But anyway, Terry, what do you think? Right? What's worse, a man moving in with his mom or with you?
So I mean, I agree with the panel. I think it's worse for a man to be living with his mom. I mean, you know, if a guy moves in with you, I would hope that, you know, you thought it out, you weighed out the pros and cons. He's not just moving in just to mooch off of you. There is value on both sides. You guys are engaged or, you know, married. Even if you're in a long-term relationship, I feel like you shouldn't hop in it within like a year. Like, oh, it's been 6 months, let's move in together. There should be time. I don't think there's nothing wrong with moving in with the person that you're with, but if you're living with your mom still, I do think that just overall, it doesn't look good. You can try to justify your reasonings, but most time people don't care about reasonings. They just care about the fact that they see, and that's that you're staying with your mom. So that's just worse.
You know, Raymond, what do you think, brother? What's worse, a man living with his mom or moving in with a woman? Because you know us black men, we love that garbage bag, that glad garbage bag. You know, soon as she gets upset, what's gonna happen? That's our suitcase. What's your thoughts?
I'm gonna disagree with the whole panel only because I'm here to at least bring some energy to this. I'm gonna disagree with everybody. I think they're equal, mainly because when I go on Twitter, when I go on TikTok, I hear words like sexism, patriarchy, and misogyny. Apparently, under a patriarchy is where a man makes all decisions, makes all the money, pays all the bills, provides, protects, all these things, and we're supposed to be demonizing this, right? Whereas women now have money, women are educated, women are empowered, all these, you know, boss chicks, queens, all these things. What is wrong with a man moving in with a woman if we're equal? And again, I'm playing devil's advocate because I don't actually believe this. But if I were to take words out of women's mouths from what I hear constantly, Kevin Samuels, rest in peace. Like, the content was constant on there. All these high earning individuals, and it's just too much. What would Kevin Samuels do on God? It's just too much to hear that women are self-sufficient, strong and independent, and then you ask her to be equal to a man, provide for her man. What's wrong with the stay-at-home dad? We have all these stay-at-home moms, and like, it's a pleasure, it's an honor, or it's oppression, depending on your perspective. It's too many back and forths of now it's a man should not live with his mom, who's a woman, and he can't live with his woman because of whatever he's supposed to be paying bills. That sounds like sexism. It sounds like misogyny, and it sounds like a matriarchy. But what's wrong with the matriarchy? If it's so good under matriarchy, if patriarchy is so bad and oppressive of black women, where, you know, they're trying to find their equal, why can't a woman provide?
I got a question.
So
what makes it him living with his woman? Is it him moving into her place that just makes him living with her? Because now if he moves into a place that she already has, and they make a plan together, like, of how things are going to go, and he is actually contributing, he's being responsible and contributing, like, you know, value, like Terry said, to the household. Why is it still looked at as he living with her? Now, if he's living off of her, that's something different. Now, if it was a situation where she's the breadwinner and they decide he's going to be a stay-at-home dad, I don't think it should be looked at as though he's living with her, because that's the structure that they both decided on, and that's an agreement that they came to. But what makes a man living with his woman is if he's living off of her, like he's mooching off of her. He's bringing no value whatsoever to the table. He's sitting there, like, you know, day in and day out, not working, not paying any bills, not contributing anything, and just expecting all the responsibility is on her.
Nope. Men, I don't give a fuck if it's a closet. She got to move in with you. There is absolutely no way you move into a place that has her name on it. Absolutely not. Unless it's your mama, because she ain't going to kick you out. You're 40 years old. Mom hasn't kicked you out yet. It's all good. But with a woman, nope, you're the leader. You're in charge. I don't care if it's a closet. I don't care if you're renting a room. She got to move in your room. I don't give a fuck. Men, it has to be your space. You are in charge. You're in charge. Now, I do understand the influx of rent. It's like, shoo, we're in New York. Some of the places, like, damn, they went up like, it was like 2,500. Now it's 9,000. Shit, you know. So I kind of get it. But men need to be in leadership now. For the females, I mean, aren't y'all tired of the bullshit? Y'all not tired of having never let a man move in with you. extreme circumstances. I understand right now we're going through a crazy recession, but in normal situations, listen, especially if he's over 30 years old, hold the fuck up. Because after 30 days, we're in New York, Shushu. If someone, family member, whatever, they stay with you for 30 days, you gotta take them to court.
Yep, they're a tenant.
They that's their place now.
Right.
So I mean, you know, but let me ask y'all, right? Aaron, does love improve or deteriorate one's life? Listen, if I ain't spelled something right, I don't give a fuck. Y'all can get this ebonics. I don't care. Y'all know what I'm saying. I'm saying it correct. So if it's spelled incorrectly, fuck y'all. All right?
I would have spelled it even worse than that. It's okay.
Oh man, AR asking these Eric Benet questions, man. I don't.
Okay.
Oh, man, let me just say this real quick, right? People said I'm too hard. I mean, you see my other content, right? It's a little, you know, it's a little off, but right. So now when I'm trying to be all nice and you know, reaching into the emotion, I'm like, what the fuck is this shit? But right, what do you think though?
Okay, I'll repeat the question one more time.
Does love improve or deteriorate one's life for Aaron?
It just depends who you are, man. If you're delusional, then it could deteriorate your life. It could make your life a living hell. You know, depending on how you look at things, depending on how you view things, and that love. If you are one of those people that are obsessive, then love could absolutely destroy you because that love could turn into an obsession. If you're well rounded, if you have a balanced frame of mind, then it could improve your life. It just depends on who you are, but for the most part, I think it can. It love is crazy because it takes both. It takes both the parties to actually, you know, determine whether that stuff is going to turn bad or not. So you can love somebody and it'd be good for you, but it can that other person in the other half could absolutely destroy you. So it all depends on the situation that you are put in. But for most, I say I guess it's a good thing. But these days, you know, you already know. Just like my content, you already know how it is. It ain't too many people out here that's loving the way they should be loving. You know what I'm saying? Everything is one-sided, you know, and it's pretty much turned this whole dating and mating game into a free-for-all. So, and it is what it is.
Jane, what do you think? Does love improve or deteriorate one's life?
I think based off of how your life has played out and what you grew up in, it can be either or. A lot of people grow up in homes that are chaotic, and they grow up in homes that the version of love they get is super just toxic, but that's the only way in which they received it, so that's what they want. Therefore, that would be a deteriorating form of love. But then there's people who grow up in homes who have non-toxic love or like unconditional love and love that is, you know, pushing them to be better and greater and not chaotic and not causing harm. And so depending on what you choose, like based off of like where you come from and based off what you choose moving forward, like it can be one or the other. So I do think it's subjective and based off of an individual person's experience.
Okay, from your experience, right? Does love improve or deteriorate one's life, Jane? What do you think? And now this question is not just intimate. You don't have to tell me if it's who it's from, family, which we know that shit is fucking toxic as hell. But you know, for you, what do you think?
I guess for me, it would be a good thing. It would like whenever I receive it or like feel it, it will be good. So it would, I guess, improve. Like whoever that's coming from or going towards, it would improve that relationship. I would hope.
I get you, Terry. What do you think? Does love improve or deteriorate one life? It could be from your love you spread with your child or whatever, family, loved one. What do you think?
So, proper love definitely improves your life. We can go do the either or thing, but if we're talking about the main purpose of love, which is supposed to be a positive thing, If it's done the right way, then it's definitely going to improve your life. You're going to be happier. You're not going to be stressed out. You're going to, you know, you're gonna tap into that selfless person that you can be. And I mean, that takes a lot of strength to be a selfless person. But being in love makes you want to do things for others and you don't benefit from. I think that's a good character trait to have. But it definitely improves your life in many ways, mentally, spiritually, physically. Being in love or being loved and just giving that same energy to someone else, even from my, from my family, from my friends, it definitely from my life improves. I'm happier. I love when everything is peaceful. So it definitely improves your life. I mean, why wouldn't it not? Now, if it was a chance for it to deteriorate, that's just because it was toxic. That's because people around you are not real and honest and truthful. And of course, everything comes to the light when it's supposed to be. But love is supposed to be a positive thing. So if I'm going to go towards that, it's always going to improve in every way that you can think of.
Foxy Spice, what do you think? Does love improve or deteriorates one's life? You could talk from your own viewpoint or just observe it in general. What do you think?
Just by my observation from all four of the talking I was thinking it was a combination, but mostly, just like Terry said, it's more positive than anything. When you're in love, you should definitely be improving yourself.
I'm sorry. Can you speak up? You sound very low.
I was saying, going back to love itself, you should be improving yourself when it comes to love, like on a positive level. So again, I just went based on everybody's combination of both, but the most important thing would probably be just the improving yourself within yourself, improving yourself.
Yeah, Shushu, what do you think? Does love improve or deteriorates one's life?
I think it should improve one's life. Having the right people around you definitely helps. Having the right people who you love around you definitely helps improve your life. But if you have the wrong people in your life, and that's family included, it can help definitely deteriorate your life.
All right, Raymond, what do you think? Does love improve or deteriorates one's life?
To answer directly, I think it improves mainly because my belief system is the purpose of love or the purpose of life is people. It's love between people, shared between persons. And so, I mean, it's an obvious statement to say that everyone's past relationship has failed, and yet we're still here and we're still able to pursue love in the future. So just because you have love and it leaves you, it doesn't deteriorate your life. You just learn from it. You obviously enjoy those experiences, the highs and lows. I think that's normal. I think danger is normal. I think most things, if not everything, tends toward disorder anyway. So we're all going to die. We're all headed towards death. So for the people that don't enjoy other people and enjoy experiencing life with people, they're missing out and their life is deteriorating because they're pursuing things that do not last. We all buy the latest iPhones, the latest technology. We all go shopping and buy new clothes and more stuff, and it ends up in somebody's landfill. Everything you've ever thrown away is still somewhere on Earth. It's in somebody's landfill, just sitting there. We've all done that. So the only thing that tends to last is the memories shared between people, and in a lot of cases, memories leave too. And so it's best to share your life with somebody. And you see a lot of people sharing their life with dogs and animals sleeping in the bed and touching the sheets, but the dog only bathes once a month while the human bathes every single day. That doesn't make any sense to me. But yeah, it's my goal to spend my life with other people and to share that love, even if it's fleeting at times and it's not permanent.
Just so everyone knows, listen, insight on the title. If anyone that's watching, take a moment, subscribe to Aaron in the title. You can click on the name. You should see Aaron, Raymond, Shushu, and Terry Marie. Fox White, do you have a YouTube channel? Or you building a YouTube, or just?
I do not.
You don't. Okay, all right. So I have your LinkedIn account. I'm gonna put that in the chat.
Everybody was following on Instagram, Foxy Spice, FOXXEE Spice on Instagram.
I do have a question, right? So who wants to answer? Who wants to start with this question first? They're like, "What the fuck is the question?" I ain't gonna tell you until you want to go first.
I'll go.
You'll go, okay. So if your spouse or partner, Jane, is no longer attracted to you, how? Because women want men to be able to communicate. Okay, what exact words should he use to describe? I don't fucking like you anymore. Physically. But he wants to work it out. That's why he's communicating.
Okay. So if you want to be all like, I don't know. The easiest way I can explain it is because this is like how you talk to somebody you love and you care for. You say, hey, we need to do this because the likely chance that I'm no longer attractive is probably because I'm fat. Or I'm just doing stuff that makes like drugs or something. But I'm just saying. But I would receive that critique a lot better if one, there was some rationale behind it. So obviously if I'm fat, if I'm obese, then I just let myself go. I need to be hit in the head with the fact that, science says that you're gonna die early if you don't get your crap together. 2, what can that person do to work with me and be a partner with me and helping me get back to a place where we can both still be attracted to each other and where they can be attracted to me again. That's how I was.
Nope. What exact words do you want him to say?
Okay.
Yeah. What exact words you want him to say? Listen, we've been fucking. I ain't like the way it used to be. I don't know. But what do you want? What exact, as a female, as a woman, what exact words you want your partner or spouse to come to you, and how do you want them to word that to you?
I don't know.
Let me just give some context so y'all don't think I'm some fucking weirdo, right? The reason why I'm speaking on this because a lot of people they married or they're with a partner for a period of time and they can't come to their partner and just say it doesn't mean you gain weight. People, maybe it's that person. People go through shit or they just grow apart, but they can't even be open and say, listen, I'm no longer they can't even have that conversation because good fucking luck with that. So what exact words you would like them to use, Jane?
I guess kind of like what you said. Just, hey, I love you. I care about you. And I'm having a hard time with something that's related to our relationship and you. And I'm having a hard time being attracted anymore. And I need you to know that. And I'm not trying to like hurt your feelings or make you feel bad. But I feel like there's needs to be something that needs to be worked on because I'm not attracted anymore, and that's a problem.
I get it. This is a question that me and my spouse talk about, and because I was trying to figure out what question to come up, and I just said, I don't give a fuck. Just fake it. Act like you're still into me. That's just the same. It's the same thing to me. I'm paying the bills. You act like you're still in love. Fuck it. I don't give a fuck. But Aaron, I just don't care. I honestly just don't. Fake it. I am so satisfied with her faking that she's attracted to me.
Marriage is not a fake it till you make it, bro.
Right. Right.
This isn't like my 5-hour or 8-hour shift at Chick-fil-A. It's no.
Right.
Aaron, what do you think? Right? If you're, or it don't have to be you necessarily, but let's say, how would you like your spouse to come to you and say, listen, I'm no longer attracted to you, but I'm telling you this because I want to work it out, and I'm not sure how to do that. But it's been like a year, and I'm just like, nigga, you whack. How would you like her to say that to you?
Man, that shit gonna sting regardless how she said, man. So you might as well just come in full force. Don't be disrespectful. I don't need you to be disrespectful. I ain't trying to rumble with you, over you telling me whether I'm fat or not or whatever. But you can just, just be respectful. Look, hey man, you can tighten up a little bit. You know what I'm saying? You don't, it ain't like it used to be. I'd be happy if you, kind of, took care of yourself, baby. I'm worried about your health. The same thing women want us to do that, they usually lie to us about, when they say, we could come and tell them stuff. We would like y'all to kind of come to us like that sometime too. Just say, look, hey, tighten up, tighten up the ship, freshen up, and we'll be okay, champ.
All right.
Yeah, my wife brought me a salad the other day. I was like, what the fuck is this? What are you trying to say?
Yeah. See that right there? She was telling you. She was telling you, hey,
right.
take care of yourself.
Right.
All right, I'm gonna take care of myself, but get that shit out of here, But I mean, Raymond, right? How do you, what's your thoughts on if you have a spouse and they're no longer attracted to you, right? How exactly should they tell you, or how exactly would you tell them?
Quick little story. So I recently just got a relationship back in, when did I break up? I don't know. The point is that there was one moment in our relationship. We went to a Walmart parking lot. We just had a little issue, and so of course I left. I was like, all right, I'm out. I went to the movies. Got halfway through the movie, she hit me up. I went out in the parking lot. We talked. Then we met up at Walmart, and we proceeded for about 2 hours to just roast each other, to the point where we're just mentioning insecurities. I'm like, Brad, you dusty, Brad, you nothing, you broke, whatever. We was just going at it. To answer your question directly, I believe manipulation is the best way. And I use the word manipulation, big man, because it needs to be defined with context. When you know your partner well enough, you know what triggers them. You know what gets them in action. Now, it can be used to benefit them or hurt them. And that's where context matters when you use the word manipulation. When I want somebody to manipulate me, rejection is the way I get moving. It's the number one thing that motivates me. If my girl tells me, Brett, you look dusty, Brett. I saw this dude. I saw Michael B. Jordan, Brett. He was doing his thing. You understand? Wakanda, all that. It's not that she told me anything. Or like, Brett, go to the gym. It's the fact that I feel rejected. The first time I loved showers was when a girl at school, back in elementary school, middle school, told me, Brett, you stink. And that alone triggered my love of taking multiple showers a day. I shower before I go to the gym. After the gym, like, why are you showering before? I want to smell good when I sweat, you understand? I'm always wearing cologne. I'm always on 10 with my hygiene, because I still remember that first time that somebody told me something indirectly. She manipulated me, but it changed my life forever. So I think your knowledge of your partner matters most, and knowing what triggers them, knowing when something's off, knowing when something's bothered them, knowing why they're out of shape, why, when you met them and that they were going to the gym multiple times a day, or that they were disciplined, they're eating healthy, and then something fell off. You should be able to notice those things. And because you have knowledge of your partner, you're able to trigger them properly, manipulating them, saying what they need to hear to get back in gear, essentially.
Yeah, so basically you and your partner at that time, y'all was in an argument, and y'all was saying the things y'all wanted to say before? You was roasting each other?
Yeah, so you might not be able to notice it, but I'm a recovering nice guy, and I talk about this, man, because I'm quite clear in my head.
Recovering what? Recovering what?
Recovering nice guy.
Nice.
Oh.
And so when it comes to what I notice typically everything. And so if something's bothering me, I try to be rational as possible. I'm like, all right, that's not bothering me enough to start an argument. I prefer my peace. I prefer my environment to be stable and clean and in order. And so if I address something that has really no upside to addressing, like if I say something and she probably won't address it, she probably won't concede, it's probably just going to be a back and forth. And I'm good at winning arguments. I use logical fallacies all the time, knowing that the logical fallacy. I'm good at winning arguments. So I'm like, this is not going to yield the results I want. So I typically use manipulation. I'm like, maybe if I do this, she'll do this. That Walmart parking lot conversation was us just being blunt and being out in the open with everything that we think about. So if I say, I'm not attracted to you because you don't squat, I'm like, there's no amount of surgery. There's no amount of, wearing padded jeans. I don't care. You need to squat. You need to be disciplined. You need to eat protein. I'm not attracted to flabby. I'm not attracted to anything overweight. And that Walmart parking lot was rare in my life because I typically never would be that blunt with somebody, because I understand. Typically, I like to filter my thoughts. I like to filter my analytics through how they receive information. So if she needs to hear it through love, as Jane was alluding to, like if you lead with, I love you, you my girl, you my one and only, all that foolishness, all the R&B stuff, and then you lead into, Brett, come to the gym with me. It tends to be better received. That's why constantly people are talking about Kevin Samuel's tone, because people couldn't receive it the way he was giving it, even though it was purely logical and straightforward information. It was beneficial if you could receive it. But not everyone is capable of doing so. Not everyone's willing to do so. So in my life, I've learned to be more blunt and more direct. But also, it takes a certain knowledge of people that you're conversing with. to understand, will they receive this information, even though it's accurate as hell? If they can't receive it, it's useless anyway.
Manuel, what up, man? Always get the prenup all the time, man. But you can I have her LinkedIn profile, LinkedIn pinned to the top. You can follow and subscribe, or different. She has different links of Foxy Spice. Jane, do you want me to share your Instagram or no?
You can share it.
Oh, so people follow you? Okay, all right. So everyone can just take time out in the title, because they've been here for 2 hours with me. I do appreciate. I only have 3 more questions. Y'all got time? Y'all good? Or
I'm here.
You good? Anyone need a bathroom break, or y'all good? All right. I seen someone do a live stream for 9 hours, and I kept checking. The lead attorney. I was looking. I was like, this guy didn't. I watched him for now. Like, I was. Does he? Yeah. He probably had
me on for 4 hours. I'm like, bro, it's too much.
I did an 8-hour stream before, so I'm not gonna keep y'all here that long. But listen, in the title of the of this video, of the live, please, while we're live, subscribe to Aaron's channel, Raymond's channel, Shushu, and then also for Foxy Spice, and also she's not on screen right now. Terry Marie as well. And Foxy Spice, you can follow her Instagram and so forth like that. Don't be a stranger. Inbox people, hit them up. Don't be thirsty, motherfuckers. Don't be that shit. Fucking say a regular hello.
Yeah, I'm gonna block
That's
you.
it.
Yeah,
Stop being thirsty.
Jesus. Block you.
Damn, niggas, man, they can't fucking calm that. Golly, yo. Shushu. If your spouse isn't attracted to you, he's like, listen, it ain't hitting. That shit's whack. It used to be, it ain't what it used to be, right? Or whatever the case may be. How exactly should they tell you, hey, babe, listen, I'm no longer attracted to you, but I do want it to work out?
Well, I could definitely appreciate a conversation about it. I think one thing Raymond said was like, knowing how your partner, like how to communicate with your partner, like what their triggers and stuff are, and because then you'll know how to get through to them, or at least you should. But for me, I enjoy just having a conversation. It's like, look, babe, things aren't what they were, and just being honest. I'm, starting to lose interest a little bit, but I do want to make it work. It's like, this is where, and you're losing it for me. So, yeah. As long as you're not being insulting or being an asshole, like, yeah, so, you're getting fat. Okay. Because then I'm gonna be like, wait a minute now. You don't pick up a couple pounds yourself.
But you
if I need to get in the gym, you need to get in the gym with me. We doing this together.
But you cooked it.
Oh, okay. I'm just saying, like, be careful how you come at me. Like, wait a minute, now watch how you talk to me.
Shoes like this, man. I've been waiting for this opportunity.
I've been waiting to come on.
Yeah.
Did you answer the question? No, you didn't, right? No. So what about you, right? If your spouse or partner isn't attracted to you anymore, how exactly should they tell you will feel comfortable them telling you this?
Again, this goes back to Raymond and Choo-Choo's answer. It's the tone, it's the way you talk to me. But do come at me direct, because I'm gonna come at you direct too at the same time, because I need you say, oh, you fat, like you gotta lose that weight. That's fine, don't get me wrong, but be truthful. But the way you be truthful is the way you deliver that answer to me. Tell me, like, babe, just saying, like, what's up with, love handles and all that, stuff like that. But I respect that, because it does motivate me. That, hey, you pay attention. At least you're still paying attention to me. So yeah, that works. That motivates me. That doesn't. I'm not the type of woman to be mad about it. Like, oh, he told me I'm fat. I'm fat. Okay, cool. I'm gonna lose my weight. I'm gonna still look good, but don't get mad when other people look mad too. Yeah.
I think it's important to talk about it.
Yeah.
You know, I think it's important. You know, leave it alone. You know. Yep, I'll leave that. So, hold on. So I have 3 more questions. One second. Let's see which one. So, Shushu, right? If you no, it's because it's just the album. I'm sorry. All right, we'll start with this. We'll do this one. What would you do to prove your love to someone? How can you prove exactly? How can you prove your love to someone, your partner?
What you mean, like? Am I trying to prove my love to them, like to win them?
No, just in general. You're with. How do you prove your love?
Oh, like just show them like that I love them.
Yeah, not like we're just dating and no, motherfucker, I love you. Like that real shit. Like I love you. Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. I think a lot of my the way I show love is just acts of service, and like what I mean by that is like I like just doing little things for my partner. Like, you know, I get him a card for no reason, like, and do like a handwritten note or something, or like, you know, like if I get him a gift or something like that, like, it's something that's like more on a sentimental note as opposed to just buying them something just to say I got them something, you know. I don't know. It's just little things. Like for instance, I've given my man a pedicure before. I've given my man a facial before. And believe it or not, like they liked it. You know, in my past relationships, they like that type of stuff. Like me pampering them and stuff like that, like little stuff like that. Like they like it. Like men like to be romanced. Like I've gotten a guy a rose before on a date. Like this is for you. And he really didn't know how to take it. Like, oh wow, really? Like, yeah.
Yeah, spend some fucking money on us. That's right.
Like,
spend some damn money.
Let me get the bag.
Like, yeah, I mean, you know, it's funny because I went on a date with this guy one time and I had a rose waiting for him. And he was like, oh wow. He was like, you got a rose for me? I was like, yeah. He was like, you know, I don't know what to say. You know, I didn't bring you anything. I said, it's okay, you're paying for dinner. So that's enough.
Ooh, don't do that.
Just saying.
The price is different.
But still, it's just a small token of appreciation. Thank you.
Inflation went up, man. You know,
steak.
Yeah, but that's cool, right? Aaron, what do you think, right? What would you do to prove your love to someone? I mean, not just saying it, right? You've been married for about how long, if you don't mind sharing?
Going on 13 years.
Hey,
come on.
Hey, Aaron, your wife comes to you right now. Say, listen, man, you don't love me. How are you gonna prove that to her?
Shit, that's all I'm gonna say. When you've been together that long, that's the kind of answer you give. Girl, you see the lights is on when you flick that when you turn them lights on, does the light come on or does it not come on? When you go up to get something out the refrigerator, is it chicken, is it beef in there, or is it empty? You know, that's my love right there. You got everything you want. You got occasional snack or two. Don't play with me. Don't play with me.
Let's say those things don't mean love to her. She just think that you know that's just your responsibility as just being a spouse. How do you prove your love besides that? Is there any other way you would prove your love to her?
You honestly can't yourself prove your love. It's that to the next person. It's up to them to figure out, you know, whether they trust and believe that you really love them. Now, for me, what I do is I do provide the things that I am supposed to provide. You know, I tell her I appreciate. She's one of those people who likes the words of affirmation. So I make sure that I do the words of affirmation. So, tell her that, she's appreciated, that she does a lot. She does what I need her to do, and I appreciate it. That on top of the things that I do that I feel like a competent man should do, there's enough for me to show my love to her.
Aaron, I always highly appreciate you always coming on, as another married man, and just as a man that's working, you give out, you dedicate some time to come on these panels with me, sometimes be long drawn out. So just want to appreciate you. But Foxy Spice, what will you do to prove your love to someone?
Well, I'm a cook because I'm always cooking right these days. But probably cooking and well, dinner and probably a massage. And just whatever he might want that day. So that's me. I just prove my love by actions. Actions always speak louder than words, and I'm an action woman.
Yeah, cooking goes a long fucking way. Long way. A lot of these chicks now, they don't want to do that shit. I mean, could you believe we're still having in the dating market, they're asking questions like who should cook? What the fuck?
Nah, that should not to me.
DoorDash.
I'm still traditional, so I don't think that should be an answer. Like when I cook, after I cook, I give my spouse his plate. I'm one of them type of women, so I don't care if they say, "Oh, you'll pick me." I don't care. I love it because that's what I do, and I love what I do, which is taking care of my man, and that's what you're supposed to do.
Amen to that shit. You know, Jane, what do you think? What would you do to prove your love to someone?
I reciprocate. So, and first and foremost, I respect, and I try to be. Respect is probably the first, because like it's always subjective to the person you're loving. If we're talking about who I'm with right now, it's respecting him and making sure he feels respected out of anything else. And then it's, submitting to him when it comes to recognizing him as a leader and authority. Like, I can't just talk reckless. I can't blame him for things. I can't be passive aggressive. Like, if I have a problem, I need to outright communicate with him there's a problem. And I need to do it in a way that's not disrespectful. Also, just serving him. So, like, if he makes dinner, I'll wash the dishes. If I make dinner, he wash the dishes. Or just if I'm out and about and I'm going to get dinner or something like that, I ask him if he wants any. I keep him in mind and I'm thoughtful. That's how I love him. As far as for me, I'm a very big physical touch person, so he oftentimes will massage my feet and stuff, and he'll like give me hugs, little kisses. Like, he honestly could care less about that when it comes to showing love, but he knows that I appreciate that a lot, so he does it for me.
Appreciate you sharing that. Raymond, what do you think? What would you do to prove your love to someone?
One of my skills as a human, I feel like not everyone is gifted with it, is so. I mean, so somebody noticed in the comments that they commented, that my analytical mind or the way I think, I use that in a lot of different ways, but ultimately it's a powerful detriment at times where I tend to overthink a lot. But when I use it for good, I listen. And so listening is one of my greatest skills because I hear things that I shouldn't hear and I notice things I shouldn't notice. And I do it intentionally. I enjoy hearing wow. I enjoy making people lost for words, which requires me to just notice the things that most people would not notice. My mom, for easy example, my mom loves flowers. Shushu mentioned, she brought a rose on a date. If I showed up to a date and somebody brought me a rose, I'm like, why I'm here, man. Like, that flower's gonna die in like 3 days. Send it back and give me them. Like why I'm here. My mom loves flowers, so if I gave her a basketball for Christmas, she's gonna be grateful. She's gonna be like, thank you. You're my son. I love you. Thank you for the basketball. But at 50 years old, she doesn't want nobody's basketball. She wants what she likes. And I think everyone's touched on it. Jane touched on it. When you have a knowledge of your partner, when you have a knowledge of your woman, and I study the women I'm with. I study them. And it sounds weird, but I enjoy when they are lost for words. I enjoy when they wake up to that one exact thing that they think about that they probably haven't shared, but they probably posted it 3 years ago. So I would love to go here one day. I want to be that person that targets that one thing that nobody should know about, that only their mom knew about when she was a teenager. I want to target those things to not so, because again, proof tends to only exist in mathematics. Evidence is usually what we're talking about. Like, this is how I'm trying to show you. Here's the evidence of my love. And I like to be overwhelming with my evidence. So when I bring her a gift, want her, like, especially when it comes like the major, anniversaries, birthdays, Christmas, all those things. I've been probably planning that for months already, and I love overwhelming people with evidence of he listens, he knows me, he cares about what I care about, and I think Jane really touched on it. Like love languages, when you understand how someone receives love, not how you give love. It's one thing. Like if my love language is physical touch, and so I give her physical touch. I'm like, well, ask her how she receives love. It'll be more effective that way. So I enjoy listening, and I think a lot of people enjoy being heard and being understood.
The way my wife wants me, she's telling me how I should love her. Taking her to Target. That is the most way I can show her how to love. Taking her to Target, and if Amazon comes to New York, taking her to the Amazon. She wants to physically go in the Amazon store. And I'm like, you dating a broke nigga. You know that shit gonna decline. You ain't going no fucking way. You can look at it online. I ain't taking no fucking Amazon. Hell no. Take a woman to
Window
Amazon.
Shopping is sexy. Window shopping is sexy. You don't find that romantic.
Shit. Yeah, but once a month she wants me to go to Target with her, and I have to act interested in the dumb shit she picks out. No, but seriously, I really have to sit there once a month and just wow, that's cool. I got a fucking timer. I always have a timer. I'm on here for 40 minutes. You got my undivided time for 40 minutes. After that, I'm gonna be bitching, complaining. I gotta go. So that's how she wants to be loved. Fuck it. If that's the only requirement, fuck it. You got 40 minutes. You have 40 minutes once a month.
I hate
terrible.
Shit.
I literally hate going to the store. Like I avoid it at all costs.
Amazon.
She loves that shit.
I always get my card stolen, so I never use Amazon. I don't know why.
One time my mom, she was like, my mom, she tends to cause arguments everywhere she goes. That's why she needs to just be locked inside her house. Don't ever fucking leave the house. So she was in Target one time. She's like, hey, they're trying to fight with me. So I rushed down to Target. This fucking woman had 2 shopping carts of a whole bunch of shit. And I'm like, hold on. She's like, but you're on YouTube. That don't mean shit. She's like, you're on YouTube. I'm like, do you watch my content? Ain't no money in this shit. She's like, but you're on YouTube. She got 2 shopping carts. I'm like, I ain't got Mom, fuck that.
Put it back.
Love you. Put that shit back. She's like, you on YouTube. What they gotta do with?
Say you balling, say you ain't know.
I'm like, so it works like that. So I can just go on YouTube, just upload a whole bunch of videos, and all this money flowing. Whew. I was like, Mom, I mean, I some of the shit. I was like, you could pick,
2 things. That's it. Put everything else back. Layaways.
During the recession, I was like, what the fuck is this coming from? Like, Mom, you bugging. She's like, oh, but if it was your wife, she don't get shit either. We both fucked up. But anyway, right? Aaron. Hey, man.
What's up, man?
If you believe your spouse was cheating, what exactly should they do to prove to you they didn't cheat? Or not you in general. What do you think a spouse or partner should do to prove to you they didn't cheat? What will make you believe them?
You have to wonder or ask why they would think you'd be cheating in the first place. See, if it was because what you were doing on the phone, if you were in there, on the phone all the time or getting texts late at night, then maybe you want to let them, have access to your phone. If it's, being like the same thing as being on the computer or being alone or being gone all the time. Okay. You want to know where I am, you can track me or whatever. But it just depends what you was doing for them to think that you were cheating, in the first place. It's kind of weird. I mean, I don't know. And then you have to think, because people often say when people start to think that you're cheating, well, maybe they're hiding something too. All of a sudden, So you have to wonder if they think I'm cheating all the time and I know I'm not doing nothing. What you doing that I don't know about? So it's kind of the same thing. Okay, let me see your phone. We could trade phones. You know what I'm saying? We could trade and see what's going on. But yeah, I mean, it just depends what they thought, what made them think you was cheating in the first place.
2 o'clock in the morning. Hey, you cheat on me? You turn around, bitch. I'm sitting next to you. Listen, right?
You know what's so funny? Steve Harvey, they do the strawberry letters on his show, and this guy wrote in because his question was, what could he do to prove to his wife that he didn't cheat? Because in the scenario, what happened was he's an Uber driver, and one of his customers, I guess they left like a pair of underwear fell out because like his wife, like he went to pick up his wife after his last run. And like, she was in the car or whatever. And then he was like, out of the back seat, she had poured out these underwear. She was like, whose are these? And he was like, they had to have been one of his customers, like, and because he didn't do anything. And so like now, of course, his wife is like, oh, you've been cheating. And his thing was, I didn't cheat. Like, I legit didn't cheat on you. A customer left it in my car and it was found in their bag or something. And so he's like, well, what can I do to prove that I didn't? And it's just, I mean, I don't know. I mean, on that, for them, their whole answer was, well, I mean, there's nothing you can really do about that. Cause it's kind of hard. Like, what woman wouldn't believe that, okay, I find a pair of underwear in your car and you didn't cheat, so it's kind of hard to prove, but I don't,
Like, I didn't cheat. Wait, let me.
Right. What is this? What is this? But I didn't do it. I promise I didn't do it. Like,
who the bitch? Who the bitch?
I didn't do it on purpose. Hold up. But listen, right? JB, fiance, what would you do, right? In the comments, type in, and Manuel as well. If you believe your spouse was cheating, what exactly should they do to prove to you, hey, man, I ain't do it? Raymond, what's your response? What do you think?
From a minimum, Google activity. So you'd be surprised how much information Google has. If you go into your Google, you can have iPhone too. It doesn't matter. If you use Google Maps, that app is tracking you wherever you go, wherever you stop. Probably, until you turn it off, it's tracking you. It's probably been doing it for years. I checked mine every now and then. And it just shows all the countries I've been to, especially at the end of the year. You can see all the countries I've been to, or the states I've been to, how far I've driven, how far I've flown, how far I've walked. It tracks everything. I would ask for that junk. At a minimum, I'm like, Brad, just let me see where you've been at, Brad, because I know you probably don't know about it. Let me see. At a maximum, probably a private investigator, invest in your relationship. So you guys spend a little bit of money, but they're good at their jobs. And so, at the bare minimum, the phone has everything. The phone always has everything, has all the secrets. If you want to know somebody, look at their phone. It has all the secrets that they're hiding. You can tell a lot about somebody by simply looking at their algorithm. Whatever TikTok shows them, that's what they're thinking. Whatever Instagram shows them, YouTube, that's all their thoughts being pumped to them nonstop. Their insecurities being pumped at them. So, I'll use their phone, and then, of course, private investigators in the worst case scenario.
Look at Aaron. Aaron deleting his shit right now. He's like, you say Google Maps? Shit.
All the maps tracking.
Like you doing that too, like, wait a minute. Okay, Google Maps.
Get on them settings right now and turn this shit off right now.
Okay.
but Raymond, let me ask you, right? And everyone here, right? So if you hire a private investigator, you look at the phone and you find out that they're not cheating, do you have the right to ever accuse? I mean, is this an ongoing thing? What do you think? The people in the comments, I need y'all to type this. I need y'all answers. What do you think? Is that a one-time thing, or?
Since you're asking me, I tend not to look where I don't want to find answers, because I typically find answers. I don't like knowing stuff. Like, people always talk about body count and like, what's your body? I don't want to know. I'll mind my business. You mind your business. If you want to cheat, cheat. That's your business. If I want to cheat, I'm going to cheat. I'm a libertarian in most cases. The box comes back. It's a whole thing. You understand? But my thing is, everyone's going to do what they want to do anyway. Yeah. And so, cheating or not, you've probably been cheated on. You probably don't even know it. Most people have been cheated on, don't know it, because humans are good at deception. Humans lie. People wear makeup nonstop. Men, we Photoshop. We fix. We set angles. This angle that you're seeing me on, it's preset. Like, I spent an hour. I was here too early. I'm in Texas right now, so I got on live at 4 p.m. here, and I was like 2 hours early. I was like, to hell, really? I did the math wrong. But everything you see is designed. I want them to see a certain thing. I don't want to see the sock on the floor. For what? It doesn't benefit me. So I think everyone on some level is deceiving. And so to accuse somebody once and then say, oh, I can never accuse them again, no, you're wrong. You're wrong, because humans are always lying about something. And it's normal, which is why like I tend not to demonize someone's lie, because I know I'm going to lie to at some point. I'm going to omit the truth. Nobody really knows where omission starts, because omission is simply removing details, removing context. And so we're always omitting the truth technically. And so when it comes to accusing somebody, you're wasting your time, because you might get an answer that you're looking for. Now what? Now your relationship's done. Or they say no and you've been lied to and you believe them. Now you're deceived even more so. It's a nonstop cycle of humans trying to make humans perfect. We're all going to be lying about something, and we just hope it's not the big fish as far as cheating is concerned.
I do know that the financial burden was flipped, and the women are more responsible for alimony. I know women can pay it as well, but it's mostly flipped on the man. If women had the financial burden of a divorce, we'll have less. They would second guess that shit, like, Yeah. But when she comes, I guess when she comes, Foxy Spice come back, she can answer it. Shushu, you didn't answer it, all right? No. So if a spouse is cheating, what exactly should they do to prove they didn't cheat? What would you like them to do?
I guess if it depends on like, I think what Aaron was saying, like what will make them think that I was cheating in the first place. Like, is it because you think that I'm moving funny, like with my phone, or no,
not you. If they was cheating.
Oh, they were cheating.
You believe they was cheating, what exactly should they do to prove to you, hey, listen, I didn't cheat?
Well, yeah, it depends on what they were doing. Because typically, like a sign that someone is like being disingenuous, or they're doing something like that they shouldn't be doing, is like their habits, their patterns change. We all got patterns. We all got like certain habits, and they change. And when you pick up on that, it's like, okay, well, you're moving a little funny in this area. You're doing this little funny over here. Like, why? And typically, like if you have nothing to hide, people who have nothing to hide are not guilty. It's like, well, I'm not doing anything here. Fine, look, check. Or they don't have a problem showing that, hey, I'm not being unfaithful. But like people who typically do have something to hide get defensive, and they're like, well, wait a minute, you should trust me. Why would you? What? Why would I would never? Why would you think that I would do that? Like, okay, well, if you really don't have anything to hide, then come on. What's the problem? So
I'll just say, listen, I'm black. We don't cheat. Fuck it. That's your answer.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
That's it.
Lies. Right
never
there.
cheat.
Lies.
Incapable of cheating.
Lies. Right there.
I know it's somewhere in the Bible.
Right there.
I know it's somewhere in the Bible. I forgot the verse, but it's somewhere in there. I don't,
It ain't in there. You can't quote the verse because it ain't in there.
I bet you one of them Hebrew Israelites to tell you where it is.
Well, they be yelling, right? Yeah, because Choo-Choo, come on, you see them there. I'll be trying to run past them, like I do like a little jog past them. Okay. Like, brother, you right there, brother.
Come in.
Yes,
you believe in the white man?
I see you over look like no.
I got some stories for y'all. Y'all would never think, but I got some stories about them people.
You believe in the white Jesus? Wait, Doctor. I'm like, hold up, brother. I'm late for work. Fuck. Okay. God, but Foxy Spice, right? If you believe your spouse was cheating, what exactly would you like them to do to prove to you they didn't cheat?
Well, I had the answers, but my answers is the same as Raymond and Shushu. First, the phone, check Instagram, definitely. And then second is behavior patterns. Behavior patterns tell you everything you need to know.
Yeah.
I mean, but is that it? Is this going to be an ongoing thing? Is it fair that every time you checked one time, they're completely clean?
Yeah.
Is it fair every time you have this intuition or whatever, they have to prove that to you?
Yeah, well, when it comes to women, you know, our intuition never lies, right? So we pay attention more than y'all. So we're always paying attention to our man, you know, because we know what they do every day. So we know something's off, you know, we're going to figure it out. Whether even if we check the phone or not, we're going by behavior. You know, we're going by, you know, as far as if he's wearing a new cologne, different hairstyles, like, oh, you changed up, okay. You know, so we pay attention. And that's how we find out. So we do a lot of dissecting, you know, like in the labs and stuff, how they be trying to figure it out.
Do you do the smell test?
Scientists, for real.
let me smell it.
You smell them fingers, man.
No, you don't look. Let me smell it.
Nasty as hell.
But while you're down there,
yeah,
monkeypox, man. Don't do it.
He said monkey
itching.
Do women actually do that? They smell to find out that the guy's cheating? Is that real?
I heard women say that. I heard some women say that.
Do it. It's real. And sometimes, you know, you know what I mean. That really that's something as well.
So when she's not
scientists, okay. All the women on the panel, they know what I'm talking about. We are scientists.
So when she's not in the mood, I have to. So when she's not in the mood, I have to say, "Listen, I may have cheated. Find out. it may happen. 2 o'clock morning. Hey, wake your ass up. I cheated. I may have cheated. Come check.
We will check now.
Wake your ass up.
Right, we're going to check. We're going to get up. We're going to be tired and still look. We're going to check. Because it's working.
Cardio. Hell no. Tired, man. All you need is about 10 minutes to get your life together, you know. Run it back real quick.
So last question, right? Oh, the second to last, whatever, depend, right? So this is the last question, right? What tends to happen in relationships is that there's always communication, right? But I do believe there's a lack of comprehension in relationships, right? Fox and Spice, what does healthy comprehension in relationships look like to you?
Just being on the same page. A lot of people are not on the same page. You know, people are together for status. That's it. Nobody's on the same page. So if you're on the same page with that person, like y'all can, you know, build something. Y'all can go somewhere. So and y'all speak the same language. You have to speak your partner language. Y'all have to pretty much understand each other to get to where y'all need to get to.
If you're not, we're talking about people who want to work things out. If you're not on the same page, how do you get on the same? How do you get on the same page?
You have to sort things out. You have to sort problems out. Somebody is lacking. Even if both of you all are lacking, like y'all have to work on that. Work where y'all lacking at. You know, even if y'all have to start back as friends. Sometimes you have to start all over just to get where you got to get to as far as back to the couple you were once before. So yeah, it's a lot of healing. You know, it's a process. People go, healing is so overrated. This word is so overrated. But you have to heal first before everything. So when you heal, you're releasing all that bad toxins and just all the bad energy in order for you to make it back to what you had before.
I appreciate that, you know. Shushu, what do you think? What does healthy comprehension relationship look like to you?
Healthy comprehension? I mean, it all goes back to a lot of times you have to, I know when things aren't really working or when they're off, sometimes you really do have to, there is something off, and I think there should be a conversation about it, but at the same time, like it has to be in a sense where, like, you know, your partner can hear you, they can understand you, you know, and it can't be from a place of anger or like, you know, even though you're frustrated, you may be frustrated, but don't come to the conversation frustrated, because then nobody's going to hear each other. So it definitely needs to be, you know, you saying, okay, this is what's not working for me. And then your partner saying, okay, well, this is not working for me. And then you need to come together and say, okay, well, how are we going to work to get this back on track? Well, what are we going to do? What's the plan of action to execute these things? This is what I'm going to do on my part, to make it work. And what are you going to do on your part to make it work? So I think a lot of it is just people not hearing each other. And a lot of times people come, if they do have a conversation, they come to that conversation angry or upset or frustrated, and nobody hears anything when they're yelling at each other or when they come to a conversation angry. So that's one step. Never, even if you are frustrated, never comes, a conversation needs to be had, but never comes to the conversation upset. Calm down first and come level-headed.
Do you think people should start writing letters to each other? If y'all are communicating and that shit ain't going nowhere, do you think letters, I mean, 'cause no one does anymore, do you think writing, not text message, but actual writing, and give that to your partner?
Yeah, I think that's a great way to communicate with your partner, because like even just writing and journaling, that's therapeutic, even just for yourself, like writing out like your thoughts and like your feelings, and it's an easy way for you to write out your thoughts and your feelings about to your spouse or your mate, and like giving that to them. And then on top of that, like the symbolism of a letter, like what I mean, that's it's romantic in a sense too, kind of. You know what I mean? You give your spouse a letter, like, and then it says a lot. But for you to take the time to sit down and write a letter to someone, to your spouse, that means a lot. It means you not only did you take time out of your day to do that, but you actually sat down and you thought out what it is you wanted to say and what it is you wanted to communicate.
Yeah, my wife gonna need if I write a letter to her, she's gonna need a Ebonics dictionary. Be like, hey, I love you and shit. It be like that at times.
I be tripping sometimes, and you be tripping sometimes, and we be tripping, but we gonna get back up again. You know what I mean? Now I'm saying word is bond, B.
Now, can you check if I cheated? Can you get down and sniff it to find out if I cheated?
No, that's horrible.
Listen, right? I do have a task I would like everyone to complete before next Friday. Whether if it's a spouse, friend, family, or someone you hate, write them a hate you letter. Who gives a fuck? I want everyone to get a stamp, get a post-it, and write someone a letter. Okay? Hopefully it's someone you love and care about. Don't be writing some hateful shit and then letting have evidence that something happens to them, But do everyone think they can do that? You think so? And I think that would be cool if you do it for your spouse. My wife would be like, "You dumbass, you wasting a stamp, nigga." Damn. But Jane, right? What does healthy comprehension in relationships look like to you?
The aspect of being able to, listen without getting defensive and coming to the conversation with the idea that you personally could be critiqued, but it may not even be a personal, like, anything to do with you. That person may just be struggling with something and really need to talk to you about it. Like, be open-minded and know that they're human too, and you can treat them as human. And like, remember, don't put them on a pedestal whenever they're coming to talk to you about a real situation, because that automatically removes your open ears to actually comprehending and understanding what they're saying.
I appreciate you sharing that. Raymond, what do you think, right? What does healthy comprehension in relationships look like to you?
The most powerful thing in the world is a question. And in a close second for me is a follow-up question. And it's so rare that if you're communicating something to someone and you're like, yo, I don't like how you did that, and they ask you a question, like, at what point do people only ask? It's a great exercise, especially for people in relationships. What if you enter a conversation and you only asked follow-up questions? Imagine how, you just watch how their face lights up when you spend the entire conversation only asking follow-up questions. The only way to understand is is to ask a question. The only way to get answers in this world is to ask a question. Anything you discover having not asked a question will be discovered by accident. And so when I talk to my partner, or if we're trying to figure out something or a way forward, questions. And I think it shouldn't be as clinical as the way I might think, as far as taking turns asking questions. But let's say if she's upset about something, like, yo, I asked you to take the trash out, you take the trash out, what's the issue? And I just listen. Now, I have a way of being condescending when I ask questions, or trying to trap her with questions. But when I'm trying to be genuine, like truly asking questions to understand how that made her feel. And again, you hear all this. Like, I've been in therapy since 2020, and it's my number one discovery. I love someone who, therapists are amazing. You get a good therapist who just asks you questions and asks you questions and asks you questions and follow-up questions, and they just interesting. Tell me more. And how'd that make you feel? That's why people go to therapy. They want to feel heard. They want to be understood, and then they write notes, and you see how they comprehend who you are as a person. Imagine bringing that same type of energy, that therapeutic energy, to a relationship where that person feels heard every time they talk. And it takes a conscious choice when you engage in a conversation to ask follow-up questions and not throw your opinion in there. If you listen to people talk, you say, yo, I'm from here. Well, I'm from here. And like, well, I like to go hiking. Well, I like to go swimming. Ask them a question about why they like to go hiking. And ask them where they go hiking, and when's the last time you went hiking, and when's the first time you went hiking. Just get in the habit and practice asking questions and then follow-up questions. You'll realize, first of all, people love talking to you. That's how you build rapport very quickly. When I go to like networking events, especially in the military, when you go to a new base, I've been in Space Force, Air Force, and you get to a new environment, and the only way to build rapport very quickly, especially in an interview or just in a new setting, you ask everybody questions. It's the only way a person like myself knows how to communicate when I'm nervous, when I'm introverted, is just let them talk. And I'm great at asking questions because I practice it. And you'll notice that it's a lot easier to engage with people when they're doing all the talking. And so in a relationship, it works so well because women love to be heard, but men do too. And like Jane said, we want to feel respected, but that starts with being understood first.
Yeah, I do appreciate you sharing that with everyone here. Aaron, what do you think, man? What does healthy comprehension relationship look like to you?
Man, everybody has such great answers. It's almost hard to add to it, but I would add myself into this equation. And healthy comprehension looks like having the ability to sit down with your partner, and actually be able to bounce the ideas and the questions off each other without jumping straight into the attack, to truly hear that person that you're talking to and actually understand them, not to respond, but actually understand them. When you can get to the point to where you can talk and understand them and begin to learn to grow with each other and know each other and build upon that, the comprehension just goes through the roof. A lot of the petty arguments go away. A lot of the fighting, a lot of the just misunderstandings will go away. Will you still have them? Of course. You will never have a perfect example of comprehension because we're humans. We get catty, we get bratty, and we get snippy. We can't help it. But in the end, we mean well, and it all starts with the ability to just be able to sit down and listen. Sit down and listen and know how to talk to each other, because that's something that's missing, especially in the collective of people that we are from. We never had the chance to sit down and actually talk. Most of the time when we're talking, we ready to fight. You know what I'm saying? It's not to a point to really understand, but it's a point to attack. So when you get out of that mode of attack and really get into that mode of understanding, the comprehension will come easy.
Yeah, me and my spouse, we don't. If we're about to argue, I say, hold the fuck up. I need a day, because I know after we argue, I'll be coming up with some new shit. I'm like, I should have said that. So, and I gotta get my shit off. So we gotta hold up. But I think comprehension is so important to think about because on these panels, as Aaron and Raymond, Shushu, we spend a lot of time. Jane, your partner spends a lot of time on these panels, and we communicate. And a lot of people we're recycling the same talking point, maybe different words, same talking point, same question. But I believe a lot on these panels, on mine as well, we're lacking comprehension, because what do you bring to the table is still a question. Till this day, it's still a question that a lot of people can't answer. So it's like, fucking lie. We're in a panel. Make this shit up. I don't give a damn. Copy someone else's answer from yesterday, but you don't know what to say. I am the table.
That's right. I'm just saying for chill. I'm a did.
Fucking Lizzo breaking the table and shit, man. But listen, I got a last question. It's some fuckboy shit. I got a fuckboy. Listen, I gotta end this a little ratchet. Which one of your ladies want to go first? Which one? Oh no, Aaron. Who do you Ray? Aaron, who do you like to go first?
No. Go. Let Jane go first. Let Jane go first.
All right, Jane. So Jane, if a man has friends, doesn't want kids, hires a maid, hires a prostitute, why would a man need a woman?
Can you
laughing at, Raymond?
Post that? Okay, there it is. Man has friends, doesn't want kids, hires a maid, hires a prostitute. What would a man need in a woman? Well,
I told you some fuckboy shit, but hey.
Okay, so extra woman, I don't see a reason for it. But clearly, if he's got a maid, if he's got a prostitute, this is assuming he's like straight, and we're talking about, yeah, so the maid and the prostitute are most likely women, and the friend is probably a woman. Or she could be a woman, or you can have multiple friends. Ones are women and men. So if he's just living his single dude life, there's no reason for him to be going after another woman, especially a real woman who wants a husband and is wife ready.
Shoo. If a man has friends, doesn't want kids, hires a maid, hires a prostitute, female prostitute preferably, right? Why would a man need a woman?
Well, because a man is a human being outside of being a man. And there are certain basic needs that human beings need. One is connection, like emotional, like connection, like companionship. Now he can get that either with a steady partner, like a relationship, or he is going to find that connection with his prostitute, especially if he's sleeping with the same one. That's how you get them dudes who end up feeling like, trying to turn a prostitute into a housewife, and she's like, wait a minute, baby, this is, what this was from the get-go.
This is a monkeypox question, right?
I'm just saying. So like, and no matter how much money you have, there are certain things money can't buy. And I think that's what people miss, especially when people talk about, especially when women talk about trying to get a high value man and stuff like that, not to, derail the conversation, but like there are certain things money cannot buy. And what needs to be filled if you're, trying to, have someone like that, then it's the things that his money can't buy him. A deeper connection, a deeper source of connection with another human being that prostitute can give him, that maid can give him, and that his friends can give him. That's why he needs a relationship.
I'm going to ask my wife this question.
But that's my answer.
I appreciate that. Foxy Spice, what do you think? Let me go back to that question because that's a 1 second. Hold on. That's a long question. If a man has friends, doesn't want kids, hires a maid, hires a female prostitute, why would a man need a woman?
Well, that depends. Maybe the prostitute, maybe his friends, nobody loves him. Maybe they just all use him. So maybe he just needs a woman to love him. When I looked at this question, the first thing crossed my mind was love. So the love is definitely missing there. Also, obviously he does have a prostitute, so I would say sex, but sex is, yeah, he don't need that because he getting it from the prostitute. But I would just say love. Love is would probably be it. I mean, because how you touch, how that woman might have touched him. Let's say that he did find someone that was that loved him. Maybe the touch, maybe the way she talked to him, and things of that nature. Just like you said, like you can't buy that. You know, all the money in the world, like you can't buy that. You can't buy a woman's affection.
I agree. You know, I agree. You know, Aaron, if a young man or whatever can get an honest answer on a first date, what question would that person ask? One question, you get to have an absolute honest answer.
Honest answer?
It's gonna be honest.
If I can get like, yeah, what's your body count? Like you can't lie.
I knew
can't
that.
lie with that shit.
I knew that was gonna be the very first thing somebody said.
Yep, that's that. Hey, if you can't lie, that'd be it. Because we all know everybody's a little fictitious about that, but most guys will want to know. I think most guys will want to know.
I think a more question other than that would be, have you slept with anybody in my friend circle or anybody in my family that I know? Body count, like, why does that matter? Because it other than that, body count really don't matter for real.
It does.
No, I think a lot of times guys are more concerned with whether or not a woman has slept with anyone that he knows.
Nope.
I haven't been intimate with anybody you know, no one in your sphere or your social circle, then it really doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter.
No, if I knew that you was sleeping with someone in my circle, we won't be having this conversation.
No,
body count.
Had that conversation, but you believe a lot of guys will take down girls that's been with their homeboys.
Body count matters. Body.
I hate to say it, but guys, a lot of guys, you know, and I because you can't throw every guy in the same category, because you do have some guys who really are, you know, they have their morals and their principles and they stick to them, and they discipline like that and they stick to them. But you have a huge population of the male population who don't stick to that. They present themselves with morals, or like, I would never do that, but they do. And you got a lot of guys who would sleep with a girl who's been with their homeboy.
If gaslighting was a person, to shoot you. Body count matters. Listen, a lot of y'all ladies want to have this hot girl summer, get used up, beat up, and then by the time you get in your 40s, now say, hey, listen, those bodies don't count. Hey, man, they count. If you kill someone, it matters. You alter.
I think
listen,
the smart girl, she got down, but she got down with dudes who didn't go to the same school, who wasn't living in her same neighborhood.
But body count don't matter. Why not be honest?
Same
little body count don't matter. Why not be honest?
Because I mean, you know, that's not gonna come back to bite her in the behind, like, because nobody knows them.
If body count doesn't matter, why not be
girls
honest?
Who want the 304 stages and stuff like that? They like, oh, he cute, whatever. Like,
if body count doesn't matter, why not be honest?
But because why is it a question at all?
No. Okay, so Shushu, do you know what a circular motion is?
You said circular motion?
Circular motion. That's exactly what this conversation with me and you's going. If body count doesn't matter, why not be honest?
Because y'all can't have an answer.
Okay, so
it goes back to the same thing as when we were talking about earlier about, okay, if you cheat, then y'all can go to counseling, and you know, y'all can work on a relationship. But if she cheats, it's over. So that is what kind of double standard is that? You want to be granted grace, you want to be understood, but you can't grant her the same grace you would want to be granted. You can't grant her the same understanding you want to be granted.
Yes.
So when it comes to body count too, a lot of it is, I mean, you just worried about how it makes you look reputation wise.
Do you know what gaslighting is? This is what it is. This is gaslighting.
How is that
I am
gaslighting?
blinding you with
Did
the
I have to say
bullshit.
listen? Did I
Listen, I have a high body count because, and I won't tell you because you can't handle it.
Right. And a lot of it is because of things that has nothing. Really, you worried about something that has nothing to do with you. Like I said, as long as she's not been intimate with anyone in your immediate circle or anyone in your social sphere, why does it matter?
Okay.
Why does it even matter?
No, I was asking you the question. If it doesn't matter, just say the number, so I can fucking run. I can flee the country.
No, like Bill say most men. She said, I think most men can't take what they dish. Yeah, we can take it and we can handle it by walking away. Hey, I don't like that number.
Right. See,
I don't like that number. I'm gonna walk away.
But here's the thing. See, you can have a high body count, and we're supposed to be okay with it. But if I have a high body count, oh my God.
No, you can walk away too.
She's worthless. I can't.
You can walk away too.
Is it that she's worthless, or you afraid that what your experience doesn't match up to hers?
No, you can walk away too.
You're
afraid.
Stop
pretending.
A lot of it too is you're afraid that you're gonna walk into a room somewhere and somebody will be like, "Hey man, I done had that. I know what you got right there. Yep, that's real good. Like, you know what I'm saying? She like to do it like this. Like, that's a lot of what it is, guys.
Listen. We're adults. We gotta stop pretending. A man's penis, no matter if he slept with 1,000 women, it remains the same. If a woman slept with 1,000 men, had 3 kids, her vagina is no longer the same shape as a virgin. Let's be real. That's why. That's one reason why body count matters.
That's not true.
Like I said, let me just finish my point real quick.
Only if the man, if the man she was with before you.
Hold on. And like I said, ladies be dating these pookies and ravers just got out of prison, and these guys are just inconsiderate. They don't know how to just do it on a regular level. They have to bang that shit up and not leave any for the rest of them. No. Not happen. So you probably
here's the thing too. You can have a woman who's a virgin, an absolute virgin, has been with no one but you. She has that first child, and her vagina is stretched. Is not the same because that baby coming through that canal has stretched her all the way out.
That's what that vinegar bad for. That snapback.
Right. Well, you know what? That's what that snapback, right?
But it's not as wide as Cardi B's though.
Baby, she can have a snapback with all them penis shoes and she done had all that too.
Well, it's a muscle. Gotta remember that, guys. It's a muscle. So the more
Kegels, bro. Get them Kegels up, man.
It's a torn muscle at that point.
Right, but it is science says that it doesn't matter how many men you have inside you. It does stay a certain but it goes back to like normal. But birth is a different thing. Birth can reconstruct and change the way that part of your body functions. But if you haven't had a kid, science does say that there's no difference no matter how many times.
Oh no, there's a fucking don't listen. That's why you think guys listen. The reason why guys don't want to wear a condom is because y'all.
That's what science says. That's what the women doctors.
Scientists ain't fucking. All right, scientists. So when you think of a scientist, they're either single or they with the same person for like 90 years. A scientist can't go out there and cheat. They are committed. But listen, a lot of guys don't want to wear condoms. Why? Because they can't feel shit. Fucking Tyrone been all up in that shit.
If you in a woman and you can't feel her walls, okay, get you some popsicle sticks and some masking tape and go to work, okay?
Which is most of these women that don't want to tell you their body count. But listen, right? Raymond.
What's up?
For the ladies that been cheated on, what question, if they could get an honest answer, what question should they should have asked on the first date?
What question should they ask on the first date to prevent getting cheated on?
They should have asked before getting cheated on. If they can go back in time, what was the most important question they should have asked?
Why did your last relationship end? You can't blame your ex. I heard that question from Kevin Samuels. But when you apply it, you immediately can gauge their accountability levels. and whether or not they start sentences with I. Because typically, if you ask anyone, especially in 2022, most people just, my ex was toxic. I'm like, well, most toxic people will never accuse themselves of being toxic. So apparently all these people walking around, toxic people are just dating each other left and right. Like everybody's toxic or nobody's toxic. It's interesting how you never get an answer of, I was the toxic one in my relationship. It's just interesting how that never comes up. So if they're going to get an honest answer, or if they're trying to get an honest answer, ask them a question that requires accountability. And typically, if you're engaging with somebody who is accountable to themselves and to their partner, they will start sentences with I. That anything that they succeed at, they get the praise for it. Anything they fail at, it's their fault. And most people refuse to have both. They just want the praise when they succeed at things. But yeah, if you ask somebody about their previous relationships and ask them what happened, and if they start sentences with my ex, she was toxic. She came for your boy. She was violent. She was putting her hands on me. I'm like, cool. All that could be true, but accountability has to be at the forefront of your mind, even if those details are present and accounted for. And most people will not put the I first. They'll start with my ex.
I mean, you're absolutely right. But like, if I'm at a job interview, a new job, and say, hey, why did you leave your last job? I was stealing shit. No, the boss is a fucking racist. He racist. That's why. It wasn't because I was stealing. I ain't taking no accountability on that shit. Fuck that. Listen.
But it's foreshadowing, because that person that can't take accountability, they have no type of, the ceiling, floor, fences. Most people, if they don't have those intact in terms of what is their line that they're not going to cross, you're not going to fit nowhere in their life properly and rationally and comfortably. As long as they're creating boundaries as they go, as long as they say, well, I haven't crossed the boundary yet. Cheating? No, it's not cheating. It's my preference. It's my body, my choice. I decide who I give it to. I was in the moment. I fell into love. I fell onto the D, as it were. I fell into her. You start getting all these phrases, and well, things happen, and one thing leads to another, and every situation is different. Everyone's different. You hear all these vague phrases that don't mean anything. Accountability is very simple. It's very straightforward. So if you're trying to prevent getting cheated on, first of all, you still got to pause at the fact that everyone is operating in deception at any given moment. Manipulation is either offense or defense. And it sounds a very bleak way of viewing the world, but you're almost never wrong. You're either on offense or defense when it comes to manipulation. So when you realize that everyone's on a date and no one's being honest, and you're like, all right, I'm attracted to them, that they're put together, they look like the perfect package on this first date. What are they lying about? What are they not telling me? Both people are lying, because if the man's honest, he's going to say, bro, I'm just trying to get some draws. If she's honest, she might be trying to get some draws too, or she might be trying to get some time and attention, or she might just, bro, I'm hungry as hell, bro. But if no one can be honest, then you have to pause at the fact deception is taking place. And so in any engagement, you realize that if he's here, it's very simple. It's the same thing with women. Ask them a simple question, and simple questions reveal everything you're looking for. Even if their reaction will tell you what questions don't reveal. So if they respond in the wrong way, I'm like, it's easy. But again, most people have these same red flags, and it's easy to point out, but the questions are lacking. And so as you kind of mentioned, you've been cheated on in your past, or if you're going to be cheated on, the easy way to prevent that is to measure their accountability by asking questions that require it.
This is what accountability look like when a woman doesn't lie about her body.
My boyfriend was asleep, so I wanted to go fuck my ex real quick, so I drove down to the gas station, let him cream pie me, and then I came home to sneak into bed. My boyfriend woke up and then wanted to fuck me, and he started eating me out and told me how good my pussy tastes, and he's eating my ex's cum out of me, and I never told him.
Funky dog head, bitch.
Wow, bro.
That's just that is just.
You show me that.
That's accountability, though. I mean,
but listen, she was herself accountable, though. You can't have it both ways. So, Foxy Spice, what's your thoughts on what you just witnessed?
Damn.
You're on mute.
Right.
I know.
Right.
I probably had to mute on purpose because I'm like, oh God, like I was not ready for her response.
Okay.
That was too extreme.
Yo, Aaron, imagine you got married and you come across that video of your spouse. 2 or 3 kids later, you're like, hey.
Look at him.
I gotta watch what I say on YouTube. So yeah, because I ain't trying to say nothing that's gonna incriminate me in the future. But
that's how people end up on Discovery ID.
Exactly.
Yo, that's crazy.
And you couldn't be mad at them. All you can say is, "Dang, man, I wish it didn't happen like that." But I understand.
Right, I understand.
Oh shit! Then that would mean I was the one that was. Oh shit! Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's accountability, though, right?
But I mean, like, just think about it, right? Even if that was, just think about it, right? Even if that was a skit, which she seemed pretty confident, that video is forever.
Yeah.
Imagine her 20 years from now, divorced, whatever, settled down, 10 years, 5 years from now, and she was a serious committed relationship. How? With that?
The internet is forever.
Yeah, listen, that was back in my backsliding days, okay? I've changed my life. I've turned my life over to Christ, and I'm a God-fearing woman. I don't engage in that kind of behavior.
Act just like that. Don't. You can't be like, oh, I'm saved.
That's right.
See?
Jesus saved me. No, there's a lot of girls who claim that and still be doing it in the streets on Saturday nights. So.
Me and
church girls the worst.
Me and all the guys up here know it's at least one sucker out there that will try it. We all know. All the guys know. It's at least one guy that's like, oh yeah, that's my queen. Yeah, but they.
Yeah, she for everybody, man.
Once my boyfriend was asleep, so I wanted to go fuck my ex real quick. So I drove down to the gas station, let him cream pie me, and then I came home to sneak into bed. My boyfriend woke up and then wanted to fuck me, and he started eating me out and told me how good my pussy tastes, and he's eating my ex's cum out of me, and I never told him.
Listen, okay, so technically not taking her for, but see, she's a relationship type of girl. You know, she's not for everybody. She's just for her relationships, because she said her boyfriend and her ex. So that means her ex, they once had a relationship, and then she in a relationship. So she's not for the streets technically, because she, you know what I'm saying, for the relationship gang, no.
Couldn't be me. I mean, I don't really, I tried to do a reaction video to it, but I honestly couldn't come up with nothing clever. I was trying to clip up something and make it seem like I know what the fuck I'm talking about. I could not come up with nothing. I was trying to get something y'all saying. I was gonna steal your whole shit, but that is the most craziest shit. Have y'all seen something worse than that on the internet? I've seen a lot of shit.
Yeah. What's that video going around? With a girl, with this guy, he be going like, just asking random, questions on the street. Like
it's complicated.
Yeah, and this girl, he was like, what's the freakiest thing you ever did? And she was like, yeah, so I was like, kicking with my dude one time, this dude I was kicking with, and next thing you know, his mom comes in, and he was like, his mom came in, and he told her, like, just do what you do best, and she starts giving him head. And the interviewer was like, so what did you do? She was like, well, I just joined in, like, He was like, now's your turn. And she was like, I obliged. I was like, but with his mama though, she was like, she had a threesome with a dude she was with and his mama. I just couldn't be me.
As we're closing out, Shusha, is there anything you want to say as we're closing out?
We go end on that note.
I honestly don't,
I know, like it is like, what do you say to that? But what do you say to that? I don't know what to say to that.
Like, we're laughing, but the crazy thing about it is that they're not joking, honestly, and they probably have children at home.
Yeah,
like if I seen that shit right now, imagine me watching that. I've seen a video. The video is from 1910. 1910, okay, but. That is on the internet, and they restored it where it looks like HD. They're able to restore it. Do you know how long that shit is gonna last on the 1910? A recording of New York City. So could you imagine when you're doing stuff like that? It's gonna be on forever. I know I'd be acting ghetto and ratchet, but Golly, man. Could you imagine you sit for the interview and he's like, you know what? You're perfect for this $500,000 a year, a month job. Let me just check one thing. And then as soon as he types that, this comes
My
up.
boyfriend was asleep, so I wanted to go fuck my ex real quick. So I drove down to the gas station, let him cream pie me,
and then he just like, you're fucking hired.
Wait, you're
They
hired,
check.
but
They
I need
check.
you to do this one thing for me.
Well, me too, actually. You understand?
In the gas station right here.
I'm saying.
Well, I guess that's your resume. So since listen, listen, everyone that's here, I highly appreciate you. Shushu, what was your experience here today?
I think it fucking sucked. I think
Hey, man.
I had a horrible experience. AR sit up here and spew out all these like.
You had a great time? Hey, listen.
Oh. Look, Kevin. Don't overtalk me, man. Don't overtalk him.
No, I'm sorry.
Don't overtalk.
Don't overtalk me, young lady. Don't overtalk me, young lady.
We don't do that here.
Is that what Kevin does? Don't overtalk me, young lady.
Wait. Whoa. Don't talk me. Okay, don't talk me. I'm sorry. Okay. In serious.
Help her.
No, in general, what was your experience here? Honestly,
I think it was I had a wonderful time, awesome time. I think that the questions were wonderful. They were fantastic. I think all the panelists were awesome, were amazing. And even though we crack jokes and stuff like that, it wasn't a ratchet string. It was very simple, and I had a great time. I appreciate it.
I highly appreciate it. As we're closing, anything you want to say in general? That's the least I can do. You've been here for 3 hours. I appreciate you, bro, Shit.
Right. Well, I hope everyone has enjoyed this conversation. And when it comes to your love language, I hope your love language isn't stupid. But it is important that you understand your love language and how you communicate that with your partner, and understand your partner's love language as well. So you can communicate with them through their love language also. And also I got a YouTube page at Shameria. It's SHUMERRIA. I post a lot about my acting career and just clips from other panels. And check us out. Me and my brother, Mandrella Shushu, Unapologetic on the Black Man on Filter Network.
In the title, I tagged pretty much everyone's YouTube channel. So go on there. Now, Shushu, you worked on Law and Order?
Yeah, I did.
How did you feel about the person I was holding a parking spot in? I think it was in Manhattan.
Guy,
over a parking spot.
Yeah, that was crazy. I think that's insane. I've never heard of that happening. That was the first time I ever heard it happening, especially like on the film set. But I mean, anything can happen, even though, he was on the clock. But I just think that's
crazy.
Absolutely horrible.
Hey, Raymond, listen, brother, I know you're a busy guy. I highly appreciate you. Thank you for serving our country. Is there anything you want to say as you're closing out, your experience and so forth?
This was my first panel, and so I'm definitely grateful for the opportunity and the ask. It was fun. I watched a ton of these. I watched I can't think of the other one. Something Capiche, whatever it's called.
Capiche Network.
Yeah, I watched that. I think like most people do. But this is definitely my first time doing it, and I enjoyed it. I love a quality question, and the questions were definitely quality. Everyone's feedback, everyone's perspectives. It was definitely intriguing and enlightening. And this is what I do in my free time anyway. If I wasn't on this one, I'll be doing my own live stream, just asking questions into the ether and trying to muse about the world as we know it. But I definitely enjoyed meeting everyone. I subscribe to everybody's channel. I'll be following TikToks, everything. Like I'll be watching just in case y'all give me content. You understand? But I'm grateful. Thank you. Again, as he mentioned, my main channels is mentioned in the title, but I have a second channel I'm building. That's just the Raymond Isaiah podcast, and it's just long form content. The one that's tagged is my shorter content, anything from like 5 to 10 minutes. Anyway, but yeah, I'm grateful. Glad to meet everyone. Hopefully we can do it again. I'd love to come on and engage more. But yeah, thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, in the Instagram DM, I know Fox is like you keep being removed for whatever reason, but I'm going to break this up into clips. So I apologize. You're going to be getting a lot of notifications in your inbox because I'm going to be tagging, so you can get credit. I'm going to be tagging everyone. So if there's a particular link you want me to put for that clip, this is probably going to be broken up into a lot of clips. TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, all that shit. Facebook, different groups. So if there's a particular link, if you want to, I know Fox Spot, you mainly want to focus on your Instagram, right? Yeah. So Raymond, if you want me to focus, if you want the link to mostly be focused on your podcast, then just send that to me as well, and then we'll go from there, right? Aaron, what up, man?
Hey, you know me, man. I always have a good time. I appreciate you having me on. I always have a good time on these, on this panel because I don't do a whole lot of panels. You already know what my channel is. You got it posted in the actual description. So I appreciate everybody. I appreciate all the exposure. I do a live stream every Thursday at 8 p.m. and then I post short videos here and there throughout the week. So I appreciate all the support.
Listen, man, I copy over Aaron. I just wait for Aaron to go live, and I say, "Damn, I got all this material. Fuck it, I just copy that whole shit." So, if you want to catch him, right? You said Thursday, you go like just tune into him first, and then you just hear the same shit on here because I be copying like a motherfucker. I appreciate you, Aaron. Thanks a lot, brother.
No problem, man.
I'll be taking his thumbnails and everything. Fuck it, right? Whatever makes my shit easier. But no, I highly appreciate Aaron. He is an actual man that is married, have children, and he works. And he provides dope content, very intellectual. Subscribe to him, you know. Jane, what is up, man? Second time, welcome back.
I think the show was fun. I think it was like clean, not too ratchet for me. I had fun listening to y'all and just cracking up and being silly. I'm not a content creator. I don't do this very often, and I don't plan on it. But Cheeky Banner, who's on Lapeef, he's on the Broken Dusty show with JB and Kim. You can go follow him. Oops. If you don't already. He's a pretty cool guy. That's all I got to say.
You've been on here for 3 hours and 20 minutes and you're not a content creator?
Yep.
You are a content creator. Whether you like it or not, you up on here, you're a content creator. Cheeky Banter is extremely dope. He has a very different perspective. Me and him do collaborate quite a bit, so he has his own channel as well. Definitely check him out. Foxy Spice, first time on here. How you doing, my dear?
Yeah, I'm good. I enjoyed being online. This is my second podcast. So I want to thank you, AR, for inviting me on. And I had so much fun covering so many different levels of love, relationships, just hearing everybody interesting answers. And then the interesting questions. This was really good. Hopefully I get to be invited back. But for the most part, I definitely enjoy everybody, and I will be following everybody's channel. So yeah.
Most definitely. You know, in the group, I want everyone to network. If y'all got lives going on, communicate with each other, and you know, just be active. But listen, God bless everyone. Have a blessed night, and take care. Okay.
What are you doing here? The movie's over.
It's over. Go home.